Well, hello and welcome to day 2 of the FIFAe World Cup finals here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. After a thrilling opening day of eFootball Mobile, the tension now reaches a whole new level with spots in the quarter-finals on the line in our second day of group stage action. Every split-second mobile decision matters because we are looking to book some spots in the quarter-finals today. And I was hoping that Chris Tunn would turn up. Harry Channon is here. He's not late to the party.
Fashionably late.
Chris is. I'm not sure what happened. Hopefully he turns up at some point. Harry will stop the show.
Yeah.
Mobile. It's back.
Mobile waits for no one.
Mobile waits for no one. Maybe he's on the phone somewhere. I don't know.
I know. Honestly, yesterday was an incredible set of games, as you said. Everything to play for coming into today. Yeah, looking forward to this one.
I think I forgot how fast and unforgiving mobile is.
It is so cutthroat that by the time you realise what's happening, half time's on the horizon, and you think, okay, well, if it's a really open game, some games can really fly by. If you have two halves where the ball kind of doesn't really go out of play, you will see 90 minutes within, the space of 7 or 8 minutes. So really important when your chances come to you, you have to take them, especially at this level.
We saw earlier in the console side of things, we saw that actually a lot of teams reversed the results from yesterday. If they got a loss yesterday, they managed to get a win today. Is that much more difficult when you're 1v1 on the mobile?
I would say so. It's just psychologically, you don't have that partner to really bounce your ideas off of. You have your coach in the back, of course, they can lend some advice, but psychologically when you're on the pod, I was going to say controller, phone is in your hands. You're on an island. You have no one really backing you apart from the coach in the back. So, yeah, really important that you are psychologically strong if, like you said, you want to overturn some of those wrong results from yesterday.
Maybe much more pressure on a 1v1 individual's shoulders. Maybe much more pressure on Harry's shoulders because he's my only pundit today as well. But I don't know, with that in mind, should we put some pressure on one of our other reporters as well? Because CJ is here, thankfully. I hope he's not late to the party. Apparently, he started for us at the players' area. CJ, is that where you are?
Well, here we are in the player area, the practice area ahead of eFootball Mobile Day 2. You can feel the tension amongst the players. You can feel the tension in the setups as well. But it's lovely to see you got the flags. You can see where each nation is practicing, is warming up, getting ready to go for the start of the day. And I feel like we should nip into one of these setups and just maybe catch one of the players in action if we can. So let's just Chris, what are you doing? Yep. Mate, you're meant to be on the pre-show. Did you what?
What time is it?
You're meant to be on, mate. You've just nipped away. Were you playing some e-footy?
I'm trying to get some. I'm in so much trouble.
This is what happens. Even the talent are just so distracted by eFootball Mobile. They can't get enough of it, and they've stolen Turkey's setup as well. But there we go. Big day ahead.
Well, thanks for finding him for us, CJ. He still hasn't turned up, though. Maybe he'll be here shortly.
There he is. What time to call this?
These things happen. Timekeeping isn't necessarily top of my list.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to.
What?
Viewership rewards. Was that what you're doing? I know what he's doing. He was logging on to FIFA.gg because if you guys at home do that and you sign up to FIFA.gg, you can win some cool prizes. They're literally lining up here. We have so many different things lining up in our studio. One of the prizes is this in front of us here. It's a replica trophy. When I lifted it up earlier, it's actually pretty heavy. Have you guys tried to lift that up?
I haven't tried, but I'm quite weak anyway.
I'm already
Come
a
on,
bit
have a go.
sweaty. I mean, was it
Do
actually?
you think it's really light?
I've just got electric shock off the desk. Oh, you're actually
See?
not wrong.
I told you.
And
That's one of the prizes. But Chris, just tell everyone at home what the top prize is.
Well, hence why I was actually making sure I was logging in my FIFA.gg account was to make sure I got the top prize, which is tickets to the World Cup, by the way. Travel and accommodation included, by the way. I was rightfully informed. That's a huge prize. Of course, that's happening next year. We're also excited for it. Got to get this one out of the way first, though.
I might be doing it tomorrow. You might have to hold the fort if I'm going to be late. I don't know. Okay, right. Should we get back to eFootball Mobile, shall we? I know. I don't know what's going on here. Let's get back to normal service, shall we? And tell you about our acts Player of the Day. Yesterday, Chris, and I think it was Cole, gave us some nominations for AXE Player of the Day on mobile day before, and it actually comes down to GOAT Iniesta from Saudi Arabia. He was voted as your Player of the Day, so congratulations to him. Well deserved, guys.
It's a really good question, Rach. I mean, Saudi Arabia at the moment find themselves entering day 2, bottom of Group A. So I wonder if there's some home nation bias here. But GOAT Iniesta, obviously doing all that he can to make sure that Saudi Arabia feature tomorrow in the knockout stages, and was voted Player of the Day.
But I'm going to say that is what is maybe a little bit different about mobile compared to console, what we saw coming into day 2 for them. The fact that this is more open. There are a lot more permutations to be had, a lot more up for grabs today. No one's completely out of it like I think we saw yesterday.
Yeah, and I think, to be fair, it was me who actually nominated him. so I'll come with the defense. I think he put up some really, really good games.
Well, there's a reason you nominated him. Yeah.
Was really, really tight. I mean, he was going up against some very, very good competition. But at the same time, it was just like, there were so many different results that didn't really go his way after he found some really positive outcomes in some of his games. I think there's still potential for him to make a bit of a run.
Yeah, because obviously we're just looking at the groups. We always have to look at them as we start a fresh new day here. The likes of Saudi Arabia, like you mentioned, Bahrain and Japan, for me, are in the most precarious positions down there on 3 or 4 points, Harry.
Yeah, just coming back shortly to Iniesta, I think probably that game 3 against Thailand, winning 2-1. Obviously, Thailand really strong on mobile, strong historically on console as well, but mobile especially. Coming out and taking 3 points away keeps their dreams alive in the group stages. But you're right, both groups really wide open. Anything can happen today. All the nations still in play, which is what we love to see.
And Iniesta has to be inspired by Saudi Arabia going through earlier on the console side of things as well. I'm sure they've spoken. They're all a big nation, big team here. So I'm sure that is a source of inspiration.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've seen it last year. We have the competitors all cheering each other's on if they're in both competitions, and I think they will absolutely have that. Iniesta will have that today, and deservedly so. Look, I know he's sitting there with 3 points, but that win was a big one, and still a couple of wins under your belt, and all of a sudden you're in 4th place.
Yeah, Brazil then table topping, undefeated on day 1. Egypt having a really good showing, as were Malaysia and Thailand. Bahrain, like I mentioned, and Saudi, a lot of work to do, but very much still in it. Then in terms of the other 6 nations in Group B, we'll just tick over and show you exactly what the state of play is there as well. After 5 games yesterday, India, the 2nd undefeated team in mobile after day 1. Colombia, Turkey, Greece, Morocco and Japan. Japan sitting there at the bottom again. 4 points. They did get a win there and a draw.
Yeah, don't be distracted by the matches played. All nations have played 5 matches, but all the points are correct and all the standings are correct there as well.
Exactly. We've just done 5 yesterday and we'll do 5 today. Prize pool, well, it's exactly the same, isn't it, as we saw earlier on in console. If you have been joining us earlier today, 30,000 for the champion. And remember, it's only one person who gets their hands on that. It's more lucrative, isn't it? They have to split. They have to split it, of course, in the console thing, in the console tournament. So this is incredible to see.
Yeah, indeed it is. It's a big chunk of change, life-changing.
Especially as Christmas is coming up. Right, schedule today. I'm sure you want to see who's in action and what time you can see them. Well, these are the times that you need. 5:30, Greece taking on Turkey. Morocco, Japan, 2nd featured matchup at 6:05. 6:40, they come really fast, remember. Egypt taking on Brazil. India, Japan at 7:30, and the last matchup to decide the fate of all our mobile players today is Greece, Morocco for a spot in the quarter-finals. Great to see those big matches happening, and we kind of pick them now as well, don't we, based on who we think we're going to go through, who we think might be going out. What's the most interesting matchup for you?
Yeah, well, we can kind of blame Wes if we don't end up on a great game, because he was the one that really did pick them out. So
it's the puppet master.
We'll very much lay a blame on him there. But at the same time, yeah, it's nice to have that opportunity to be able to jump into the games that really are going to matter, especially those last couple. We might change some things up as the day does go on.
Well, I'm about to link to our first caster pair, and I'm getting a little bit nervous. I don't know if they're going to be there. A bit like Chris, they might be late to the booth. So I'm going to hopefully say hi to Cole and Stuart Wesley, but I'm not sure they are there. right. Woo!
Yeah, we
guys.
would never let you down, Rachel. Of course we wouldn't. We wouldn't do a Chris. I mean, our acting isn't anywhere near as good as that either. We can possibly hope to hold a candle to him. But there's exciting games to come today in eFootball Mobile. Can't wait to get casting.
Yeah, I got shots fired from Chris on the sofa, you know,
did.
for
We had
match
to fight
choices,
back.
but I feel like we've got a really good set of featured fixtures coming up. Can't wait for them to get started.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, we'll see you shortly because we are just a few moments away now from our first matchups. Round 6 coming your way in a very few moments' time. But first, let's get our second day of competition started here at the FIFAe World Cup Finals. eFootball featuring mobile. Are you ready for this?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to day 2 of the FIFAe World Cup 2025 Finals, featuring eFootball Mobile.
We're your hosts, Veracity and the lovely Milosh, of course, and I'm super excited for today's group stage to end. Yesterday, we saw nations that thrived under the spotlights and others that were crumbling under the pressure of the FIFAe World Cup.
And today, the pressure gets even higher because from the 12 national squads we have at the moment, only 8 will be left standing by the end of our broadcast.
Well, Milosh, I think on that note, we should go ahead and introduce our first team. What do you think?
Let's start with it. Please join me in welcoming our first squad, India! Leading Group B at 11 points, it's the one and only Daniel!
Next up is none other than Greece. Currently in the top 4. Does Panospool have what it takes to soar to the top?
Next up, looking for their Group B breakthrough is Morocco. Represented by Yaskin.
Turkey. Causing upsets along the way, it is time for the honored one to rise to the occasion in his FIFAe debut.
They talk about dreamers, they talk about Colombia! And Camilo G's dreams continue unabated at eFootball.
Welcome to the stage, Japan! After a tough day 1, has Soshan done enough to perfect his defense for today?
An insane run for day 1, it's Brazil! They continue to spill over, maybe today with Group A domination, it's Juninho!
It is Egypt! The first major event for Vantum, currently second in Group A. He is eager to show he's just as good on land as he is at home.
Next up, it's Thailand! Chomkata, the dark horse to watch closely as the pressure mounts on day 2.
It is your host nation, Saudi Arabia. Despite no previous international experience, Easy Esther isn't going to let that stop him from making his home nation proud.
With great performance and one of the best names I've ever seen, it's Nighty Mighty from Bahrain!
And last but not least, it is Malaysia. With a target on his back and admitting that he was feeling the pressure yesterday, will he be able to do it once more and walk away victorious? That is the real question, Milosh. I see all of the players eager, ready to get this show on the road. From 12 nations, we will go down to just 8. I can't wait to get the show on the road.
And I know they can handle it. These guys are born and bred for moments like this, so let's not dilly-dally any longer and send it to our studio.
Thanks so much, guys. I've got a question for you, burning question. Colombia, Japan, who did it better?
Japan. Come on. Come
The hat from Colombia,
The hat was on brand. I like the hat.
Extra points for the props, definitely. But
Bring it
I
up
tell
here.
you, who does look up for it today? Mbappe. He looks ready. He knew sort of results tapered off yesterday after getting a good few wins. But since facing that man, he really struggled to get any points under his belt. So I think Mbappe will come seriously today.
Why do you think that was?
I think there's a lot of pressure on the line when you face up against another world champion. Juninho obviously winning this year, crowning himself the 1v1 mobile champion at Konami's World Championships back in July. Having, it been almost a year since you won the tournament, you almost have that pressure and that target on your back to unify the belt and make sure that you are the number one. In the end, Juninho came out on top, and I think he never really recovered from that.
Who do you think needs a really good showing today, Chris? Who are you looking to really turn his fortunes
it has
around?
To be Japan. Has to be Japan. I mean, we heard him yesterday speaking about it in one of the most I want to say one of the funniest interviews in a certain sense, because he was just like, yeah, I mean, I played against, what was it? He's like, Turkey, that's bad news. Like, he's good. He's so, despondent about it all. And then he went and won that game. So we know the potential is there. It's just a case of actually bringing that confidence to the table. Because for all it's a bit of a laugh at the time, it's not nice to see a player like that be in that headspace. That's when you need your coach and your family, your friends around you to say, right, no, you have got it. You can do this.
Well, Japan are in the same group, Group B, as our featured matchup, which is Greece taking on Turkey. Greece yesterday, I mean, it struggled a little bit, had just one win, but Harry, are we going to say it came at the right time? It was the last match of the day where they got the win.
Yeah, there's certainly a psychological element, a word that we use quite a lot, psychological, but ending the day within the top 4 places, them and Morocco, that's Greece and Morocco, identical records, identical goal difference. Greece 4th place, and as things stand in that top 4 spot on goals scored. They've scored one more goal than Morocco. So just thinking kind of psychologically, that's a nice time to get yourself a win and secure that top 4 spot overnight.
The honoured one in terms of Turkey, sitting a little bit safer, 7 points there in 3rd, playing Greece in that first matchup. Are you expecting the same reign of form from the honoured one today?
Possibly, because I mean, it was somebody who we didn't really know too much about, kind of come in as a little bit of an unknown, and from there it's kind of been a little bit of a surprise package, been pretty solid across the board, and there's always that question when you get a player who doesn't really have that much experience coming in, are they going to shine under the lights? And that has been the case. Very, very solid out.
Have you been surprised with what you've seen by the honoured one the last 5 matches?
Yeah, I think so. When you look at who else is where in the table, I mean, he's beaten Colombia 1-0. I mean, all games super close, losing only 1-0 to Daniel, who has been on red-hot form. Also beating Morocco, last year's silver medalist, runners-up in this category. Yeah, I mean, he's been slowly going about his business, 23 years of age. Seems not out of place at his FIFAe World Cup debut here this year.
The matchup between these two last night, I'm going to say, ended 2-2, Turkey-Greece. Are they going to have made major changes, Chris, in coming into today?
I'm curious if that's what you would want, like straight into that game again. Is that the kind of situation you would want? I'm not too sure. But as far as changes go, I don't know, because if it's a 2-2 game, you've had opportunities, you've been leaky at the back. I don't think they changed too much early on here today. Both those teams not in the worst of spots, especially if you're Turkey. It's one of those where I think they'll probably be easing themselves into today.
Harry, would it be the same formula overnight like we saw from the console players? They go and recap every single match they played yesterday, just see where they went right or did things right and where they did things wrong? Absolutely, and if anything, it comes with an earlier night because these games go so quickly. I think one man in particular we'll see a little bit later on is that man Mbappe, having scored just 1 point in his last 3 games of yesterday. That is very uncharacteristic from last year's champion. But yeah, everyone will be reiterating their tactics, making sure there's no weaknesses and preparing for today. Well, that's Brazil. They're just doing their last minute prep talks, just getting themselves ready for their first matchup of the day. But we are focusing, of course, on Group B first up. Turkey taking on Greece is our first featured matchup, as we just hear some chants and some roars from behind us down on the studio floor here. But this is the one all eyes will be on. Third place Turkey taking on fourth place Greece. Currently they are safe to go through to the quarterfinals, but that could all change on its head because we have 5 more matchups today. It's rinse and repeat from yesterday on the road to that trophy, the FIFAe World Cup trophy, eFootball Mobile. They get to play every single nation once again in their group, just to make sure it's fair. It's like home and away, Harry.
It is a round robin. It's almost cruel, but it's great for us because we get to see the entertainment side of it. But it is cruel, you know, especially if you've won the previous match. It's like, I thought I've already beaten you, now I have to face you again, and you've had time to prepare and analyse. Yeah, it can be quite cruel, but honestly, this Group B is so wide open, from second all the way down to 6th. Just 4 points separate 5 teams and only 4 spots available. One is surely secured by India at this point, but the other 3, completely up for grabs.
Everyone at home thinks Turkey so far.
It seems that way. I think...
Where are you going? Quick.
I would be going Turkey.
I'll go Greece.
Okay, split here in the studio. You guys at home think Turkey. Okay, it's time to get this show on the road for mobile. First up, Greece taking on Turkey in the company of your commentary team, Cole and Stuart Wesley.
Είναι μια τεράστια τιμή, διπλή τιμή, δηλαδή όχι μόνο ως παίκτης. Είναι ακόμη περισσότερη περηφάνεια όταν παίζεις για τη χώρα σου. Και νιώθω πραγματικά έτοιμος γιατί έχω δουλέψει πάρα πολύ σκληρά, όχι μόνο το τελευταίο διάστημα, αλλά τα περισσότερα χρόνια και είμαι πανέτοιμος να ανταγωνιστώ σε ένα τέτοιο επίπεδο. Πιστεύω ότι είναι το καλύτερο που μπορώ να κερδίσω στην καριέρα μου. Το να χαρίσω ένα τίτλο στη χώρα μου είναι η μέγιστη περηφάνεια που μπορεί να αισθανθώ ως παίκτης και ως άνθρωπος. Να είναι έτοιμοι για πολύ σκληρές μάχες εναντίον μου. Πιστεύω ότι δεν είμαι η καλύτερη επιλογή για να βρεθούν απέναντί μου. Είναι λογικό η κάθε χώρα να θέλει να διεκδικήσει αυτή τον τίτλο και να μην θέλει τον αντίπαλο του νικητή. Όμως εγώ θεωρώ ότι είμαι πιο έτοιμος από τους άλλους και αυτός είναι ο λόγος που θα γίνω παγκοσμίος πρωταθλητής.
The FIFAe Finals 2025 kicks off for eFootball Mobile. And already we see a chance for Turkey, who couldn't quite put it away. The big favourites, Turkey, according to our desk and the fans.
Yeah, they certainly are, but Greece were on the attack there from left to right, but you're quite right in terms of the underdog story that with Greece. Console player turned mobile player. Can they perform on the big stage?
It's a fantastic story, but a couple of chances early on for Turkey, and that one is bent right back in, and we are seeing why the honoured one has so much danger.
That is a phenomenal finish from Turkey. So Paul found back to the edge of the box. I believe it's their second attack. It was a controlled strike right into that far corner. We'll see it again here as Michel Platini cuts it back, and it's Kylian Mbappe wonderfully dug out of that right boot. Finds the corner of the net, and Turkey at 1-0 ahead against Greece.
Now, the honoured one coming into this one, we didn't know too much about him, but my goodness, he is taking to this stage like anything.
Yeah, and with a really tightly packed group, getting a lead at this stage already so quickly into the game, it's vital for his aspirations going into these latter stages.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed that Turkey will make this through. Just 2 points above the cut-off zone. Morocco and Greece in 5, so beating Greece would be huge for Turkey.
Certainly would be, as Greece try and close back in, but Turkey are back on the charge on the right-hand side, but Greece retain possession once more. But possession's going to be key here, Cole, especially with how quickly that time can go down in mobile.
It does race down. Greece are going to have to step right back up and get back into it. First thing they need to do is get hold of the ball. And to be fair, since going behind, they have managed to do that. As Babito has that one. There's Johan Cruyff on the left wing. It falls to Ronaldo. Does he turn and shoot? Maybe he should have. It's a shot in the end. No, didn't take the chance. It's frustrating. Vitinha tries to change that, interchanging on the penalty box. but again, overplaying.
Yeah, just one too many passes there from Panaspor, but they still do have possession to Greece, but they've gone aerial this time and it's been cleared away. But you're quite right, when you have those opportunities, these players, they will always look for the 100% chance.
Well, especially with Ronaldo, you just got to take that snapshot sometimes, and again, passing when it's really not on. And let's see if Turkey can punish Greece all over again. The other one was through for a second, but Cellini said no.
Yeah, again, it's good defensive work now from Greece. They're going to play through the phases here as Vitinha has it on the left-hand side. But again, it's all going to be about the stat in the top left-hand corner. It's all well and good having possession. It's all well and good having passing accuracy and all of those good things. The only stat that's going to matter at the end of this game is going to be the stat in the top left-hand corner.
Johan Cruyff finds Babito, who's all sorts involved. Ronaldo tries to turn. Is that a free kick? I think it is for Greece. Who's this going to be taking it?
Free kick given, around about 35 yards from goal.
Shooting range?
You'd have a go. You would have a look, most definitely. Probably not with Babito. Probably going to be looking at maybe... Yeah, it certainly would be. You'd look to Cristiano Ronaldo. I know for those knuckleball free kicks, he's going to eye this one up, and whether Panaspor can pull something out of nothing here will remain to be seen.
The stadium awaits a potential Sue. It's a decent strike. The keeper wasn't sure. Couldn't catch it. Could only put it out for a corner.
And it stung right into the centre of the goal there from Greece, but it just probably moved just a little bit. The goalkeeper had to parry it. Goes for a corner.
Greece do have some danger men, of course, from the corner. Ronaldo, who just took that free kick, will be looking to get his head on this one. It's Panaspor able to find there from this Iniesta corner. Taking his time, waiting to put this one into the centre. I thought it was a short corner. It actually went all the way to Dan Burn, who almost got his head on it. That is dangerous here for Turkey. A chance here for Cruyff, but again, the shot not quite fast enough. Well defended in the end.
Yes, those controlled strikes, they take just a little bit more time with the animation. So, as you said, sometimes you just maybe got to hit a regular shot and try and make the best of it. But Turkey are really well versed in the art of defence, and they're looking to be well versed in the art of attack.
Here's Mbappe, goes for the pass instead of the shot. We could have seen a similar strike. It's the one that broke the deadlock all that time ago, way back at the beginning of this half. But I'd say in the last 20 in-game minutes or so, it's been Greece that have had the upper hand. Panaspor continuing to improve himself as a console-first player, transitioning to mobile, doing so well just to be competing as Vitinha has this one. Finds Babito, he shoots, but it's saved.
What a chance that was to restore parity here for Greece. Really well worked to get the ball into Babito. Takes a left-footed strike again, tests the goalkeeper, but it's not enough to beat them on that occasion. We'll go out for a corner.
And last time around it was Dan Burn that Panaspor was searching for. Will it be the same? Not too packed, the box. Looks like the Greek player's going to be running onto this one, so aiming for a space rather than a player is Iniesta. Instead it's short. Johan Cruyff, can he do his famous turn? Instead it's Dan Burn. He's got a chance to shoot, and it's in the back of the net from the corner. It's a big goal.
It's a massive goal for Greece. One from the training ground, short pass in, one pass found, and the most unlikely goal scorer in Big Dan Burn.
Big Dan Burn. He's never scored before in his life as Danny B.
Not with his feet, I don't think, of that type of strike. We'll see it again. It rolls to Cruyff, gets it across, and we said about those opportunities, just the split second that Greece had to pull the trigger, and they did so successfully. Beautiful camera angle, finds his way all the way through those red shirts, and Greece have themselves an equaliser. It very much will change the team talk right into injury time of that first half, although there may still be an opportunity here for Turkey.
Mbappe has the ball, looking to find that incisive pass, not quite able to, and I think Panaspor is going to be happy with that first half.
Yeah, meanwhile, we've got goals that have gone in around the grounds. It's the header of Kylian Mbappe who has given Japan the lead. That's a very good start for Japan. As we cut to Egypt and Bahrain, it's a header from Patrick Vieira that gives Egypt the lead. I believe Bahrain down to 10. Meanwhile, in Thailand versus Brazil, what a strike that is. Double touch the edge of the box and fired into the net. A wonderful finish.
Yeah, so Thailand, who hugely disappointed in the console, at least maybe in the mobile, they'll get through to the playoffs up against the world champion. That's what we're jumping right into now.
We're back with our featured game now. Kick-off back and underway. Turkey 1, Greece 1. Greece in possession just inside of their own half, but they're going to have to go some here, as Turkey seem to be a tricky outfit to undo. Well, there's a through ball there from Vieira back to the edge of the box, but Beto with a stunning strike, cannoned off the post, and ricochets clear. And Turkey had the ball back. There's another big opportunity, goes begging for Greece.
Lovely opportunity though, lovely effort, good interplay there from the Greek player. The decision-making was much better. That was the time to take slightly more space for the shot. Anyway, it comes from Merario. It's Pavel Nedved wants to get that ball, but Dan Burn is back.
Yeah, he's providing himself a very big Geordie brick wall at the back here for Greece. Here's Vitinha on the halfway line for Greece. Greece going to look to build up again. Burn chips a ball in towards Ronaldo's header into Cruyff. Cruyff with the strike blocked away by Gretrudia. It's back to Cruyff, but Cruyff scores!
Took him 2 opportunities, but the second one he doesn't say no to. The Greek player stands up and roars because take number 2 was all he needed, and the turnaround for now is complete, and this would leapfrog his opponent in the group.
It's the mentality that you have. It doesn't matter if you're console or mobile. When the chips are down, you go to the well. You go to that place where you go and create havoc. Meanwhile, India versus Morocco in here, and Morocco have taken a bit of a shock lead there against India, but the story here is Greece 2-1 up, coming off the canvas after that really early goal from Turkey.
It's turning into a disaster of a game round for Turkey, losing to Greece and Morocco beating India. That's certainly some points that the Turkish player would have been expecting Morocco not to get. So even if Morocco can hold up for a point, it would be a very, very good draw.
Well, it'd be valuable not just for Morocco's chances, but also, does it then start to creep in Daniel coming down the table and starts to maybe start to get him into the mix where his position might actually be that safe?
Yeah, we saw it from Indonesia as well. They lost a couple of games, or they couldn't quite turn a draw into a win. They didn't go out, but not winning their group for Indonesia. The way they were playing earlier is a bit of a disaster, and you say the same for Daniel, but he has the ball now with Cody Gakpo. A few men into the box. Can he find it into the centre? There's the pass, but he took slightly too long, and Morocco go back to defend.
Yeah, so again, really good defensive work there by Morocco. There's a tactical pause inbound for those two. We'll wait and see where we emerge here. And we emerge now back with our featured game. Greece 2, Turkey 1, just to bring you back up to speed. Substitutes have occurred, as you can see, in the top left-hand corner. What you can also see as well, that tactical bias at the bottom, it went from full blue, which is, as you remember from last year, Cole, all-out defence.
Yeah.
But it's moved back to being at neutral now as Greece have the ball and they look to have just a little bit of controlled possession and just maybe try and calm things down.
How difficult is it to get the ball when your opponents are playing keep ball like this?
It's incredibly difficult, and it's also incredibly frustrating because you go and start chasing the ball down, you're then going to leave those gaps in behind. And you see here Greece looking to just try and take some of those vital seconds off, but of course in this game mode your seconds is more like you're taking minutes off. And as you can see, ball up to Ronaldo in towards Alvarez. Alvarez first time striking, it's a good save from the goalkeeper out for a Greece corner. Another big save, and again, had it not been for the goalkeeper, I think Turkey would have been out of this one already.
Yeah, master plan there from Panaspol, passing that ball around until finally unleashing the trap, just when Turkey have to really force themselves up against him. And it's Greece that have this corner. They've already scored from one from the second ball. Dan Burn is looking hungry. Is he able to get back into this one?
He might be able to get on the end of this. So it's heading towards Ronaldo. It's punched clear by the goalkeeper, only as far as Johan Cruyff on the edge of 18. Cruyff, neat double touch. Bit of neat control. Can Cruyff then find the ball into the box? He can. It's punched away again. It's headed away by Simons to Mbappe. Back to Gretruida. And it's out for now for Turkey to maybe launch a break here. It's Mbappe over the halfway, looking for runners. Finds Xavi Simons up against Chiellini. And Chiellini's done really well. Oh, casual as you like. Back heel to Petr Cech.
What?
Greece managed to evade trouble very, very late on here, but the ball's not quite cleared. It's a Pender now for Turkey in towards Yildiz. Yildiz with the strike is deflected only as far as Mbappe, and it's taken into the hands of Petr Cech. As you can hear from my co-coms, the breath out was very much held because it certainly looked like that one of those shots could have been goal-bound.
Well, it wasn't even that. It's that Petr Cech had to get his helmet out for a second because his own defender was diving headfirst into him. Sliding tackle, thankfully, for Greece. The goalkeeper had the ball, and they're able to get the ball forwards, just send it back to the Turkish keeper, the other Petr Cech. 30 seconds left. They have to boom this. Is the flick going to be there? Yes, it is for now, and it's one. Here we have it on the left wing, infield to Mbappe, and Vieira says no. That's game. Panaspol, what a moment.
What a comeback off of the canvas. Conceded within the, first 5 minutes of the game. You thought, oh, here we go, It's going to be Turkey. And all of a sudden, the pride of Greece just came flooding back, got himself on the score sheet twice, and was able to pick up a huge 3 points.
Yeah, massive. Well played, Greece. So healthy for them now in the table. They go above Turkey by a point. And it does hugely increase their chances of making that top 4. Turkey are going to have to look deep, see what happened there, but you just got to keep going in this format.
That's it. And again, you just have to pick yourself up. For Greece now, that's a vital piece of momentum. They carry on from where they left off yesterday, winning that last round of fixtures. And again, we talk about Panasport being one of the best players. Lazar the Greek as his coach. Again, 2 of the best players on console, and now have just moved into mobile. They're certainly showing their level here.
Yeah, I mean, talk about showing the level. Just as a little bit of a spoiler, I've just seen that Saudi Arabia have beaten Malaysia by 1-0. So bottom beating, now not quite top. So that's a big one right there. It does put Saudi Arabia in contention. So these groups jumping about all over the place, Wes.
That's the nature of mobile. One result can change absolutely everything, as we can already see.
Veracity, what an interview you have ahead of you. Well done, Greece.
Now, Panasport, you certainly delivered after having drawn against them yesterday. Talk to me about the game plan coming into today. What did you change?
Yeah, yesterday we drew with Turkey. I think it was a good game, but I deserved the win. And today I was more calm, and this is why I won.
You say you were more calm. We saw you celebrating after your second goal. First one, you were pretty relaxed. Are you feeling the pressure being in this environment, representing Greece as the only player?
Yeah, I don't feel pressure for playing in this tournament. I only feel some pressure for representing my nation. And in the first goal, I didn't celebrate too much because I knew that I have to be more focused. And in the second goal, I felt very, very good.
Well, now, your next matchup is going to be against India. You lost against them yesterday. What is the game plan here? What are you going to change to ensure that you walk away with a victory again today?
Yeah, India is a very good team and great player. I don't think that I need to change something in my tactics. Just I want to be calm again.
Well, best of luck to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you perform. And GG's again. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Rusty. Yeah, well, calmness then being key for Panasport and Greece coming out firing on day 2.
Yeah, had to be. And that's that kind of result that really can put you in a great position. All these groups are now getting extremely tight. Every single result that we needed to kind of go for the groups to tighten up happened, and it's going. I can't actually wait to see the standings because I've had a little peek and it's going crazy.
It's almost like the groups race concertinaed on each other now.
We say calmness is key, but we said actually it's pro-momentum. Getting that last victory last night to come in prepared for today, Harry.
Yeah, it's exactly what we said. Psychologically, just having that win under your belt to go in overnight knowing that you're, within the top 4, within one round of fixtures, everything could change. And as you're seeing from our results here, our highlights, you're seeing goals go potentially against the grain, against where we expected them to go in. And as a result, it means now almost every single nation is within the mix going into our next round, round number 6.
And what else Panasport said, he said, actually, I'm not changing any tactics. I'm changing my mindset. I'm becoming more calm, but I'm not changing my tactics. And that has led him, I'm looking down, starting with Group B, 2-1 over Turkey there. Japan getting a good start today to 2-1 over Colombia. India, Morocco, 1 apiece. Dented Daniels run a little bit. They're still undefeated, though. And then I'm going to go back up to Group A there. Massive shock from Mbappe. Don't know what's going wrong there. I'd like to get someone actually to go and have a chat to him, go and speak to him. Lost out to Saudi Arabia in that opening matchup. Egypt taking a scalp of Bahrain there, and Thailand winning 2-1 over Brazil.
And just to remind people at home, last year I should say, Mbappe didn't lose a game until he got to the semi-final against Daniel. He's already lost a few. This is not necessarily what we were expecting. Look, I still think he'll make it through the group, don't get me wrong, but we really were expecting almost a flawless performance till that stage.
This is what Abdelaziz said when he sat there, though. He said, when you are a world champion, everyone comes out and plays their best eFootball against you, and we're seeing that against the likes of Mbappe, aren't we?
Big target on their back, Rach. Big target. And you say, we expect them to go through. He's teetering on the edge. Malaysia, as things stand,
of course,
4th place in the group. Only 4 go through to the knockouts. So you'd expect Mbappe to turn things around here soon. But, I mean, that is 1 point from his last 12 possible points on the table. He's losing points left and right.
I'd be interested to hear his thoughts and say, is he playing as good as he was last year? Because if he thinks he is, and if he thinks he's playing at the same standard, then it does mean everybody is just playing their best when they come up against him.
Well, I think obviously there's some differences in the sense that the competition is definitely higher. He said that himself yesterday. And then, of course, we've got the draft as well, which may well have made a bit of a difference. Maybe it was that comfort with your home nation that would have helped you out. Now it's a really, really level playing field.
Japan, I mentioned it there, really important 6th/1st round. We're going 1st round for today. Victory to kickstart their day. How important was that, Harry?
Massive, absolutely massive. They started the day last in their group. They're now into the top 4. They're 4th, and to be honest, they're just a single point or a couple of points from jumping up into 2nd. So, yeah, that was a big win for Japan. I know So-shun. I know what he's capable of. I've seen him play in the past. He's much better than he showed yesterday. So that will be a big bouncing off point for him starting today on day 2.
Just a massive mental boost to kickstart your day.
Yeah, especially with, again, I know we've talked about the interview quite a bit, but to see him in that space, and then he's won 2 games since then. I'd love to see how he feels now, because it's all of a sudden completely changed around in a really nice spot in the group.
Both the underdogs. We were saying Japan, precarious position coming into this, and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia getting that victory over who we were just talking about. Mbappe there. What a statement from them. How inspired would they have been from what they saw Saudi Arabia do earlier on today in the console, Harry?
I think they would have been massively inspired. Obviously, Iniesta, he's no doubt good friends with some of the console players. You have to say that no one can overlook Saudi Arabia. I think maybe going into today, they were disappointed in how they performed yesterday. And they said, you know what, we can beat anyone. We need to have that hometown mentality, that home nation mentality, and know that no matter what, we can win. They just beat last year's champion, and as a result are just 1 point from one of those top 4 spaces. Lot of eFootball to be played.
A lot of eFootball to be played, and we're getting right into the next matchup. Match 2 of today, match 7 overall is coming your way, and it's another big one. We get to see Japan now in the flesh because they take on this team, Morocco. Wow, Japan need to keep the momentum going. They've come out firing. They mean business today. They just got that victory, didn't they? A few moments ago, 2-1 over Colombia. Morocco, they were held to a tie. I'm going to say actually they held India to a tie in their first fixture today. That will have motivated them no end. Daniel and India were topping the table and they took a point off them.
Yeah, I think the only caveat I would say is that Daniel started pretty slowly yesterday. He seems to be one of those guys that he does kind of ease into the tournament. So maybe just having a bit of a slow start to his day. But irrelevant of that, you have to give all the credit over to Morocco after a really hard-fought point. And now all of a sudden in this group, or both groups to be honest with you, it's really come down. Every single game is going to be massively important. There isn't too many where you look at maybe like first place against a 6th. That you think, okay, well, that's definitely going to go that way. There's been so many mixed results that it's so difficult to predict. But I think Japan will be feeling confident now. Seems like an emotional player. Back-to-back wins has got to give you some motivation.
Which way do you think the Twitch chat would vote on terms of who's going to win here, Harry?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a tough one. The Moroccan fans, they do come out in force. I'm trying to think what time it'd be in Japan at the moment. I think they're about 6 hours ahead. So yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late over there towards midnight. If I had to guess, it would probably be Morocco, just based on time zones.
Oh, time zones, we can't go on that. Who are you going for in your gut? Now we can see Japan. Oh, maybe some Japanese fans are now falling off. They're going to sleep.
In my gut, I'm heading Japan's way, I would say. Again, I just think that he'll have some confidence off those last 2 wins, will So-shun. And yes, okay, Morocco did draw against India. That's great, but he didn't win. Look, he needs the points. Both these 2 teams need the points, but I think Japan will be feeling confident after a big win against Colombia, who, by the way, were 2nd in their group.
Okay, well, I think we're ready to get started. This is your second feature matchup of today in terms of eFootball Mobile. It is Japan taking on Morocco. Let's go to this one with Wes and Cole via learning a little bit more around Morocco.
It's a great experience, and I'm so proud to be here with the best players around the world. It's a great experience because I've been dreaming of this since my childhood. So being here, it's like a dream to me. It's a great honor when you represent your country at this global event and you play versus the best players. So we're trying to. Last year we lost the final. This year I feel like we're going to win it.
We are off and underway between Morocco and Japan in a game where if you win and results go your way, you could go as high as second goal.
Incredibly close in Group B. Morocco, we saw in that pre-match interview of Yassine that he wants to do one better than his current coach Tienes did last year in the grand finals, coming second place to Mbappe, of course, to Malaysia. But you have to win games like this. He's given himself a chance, Wes. Can they continue to build on that?
You have to give yourself a fighting chance as Morocco have the ball with Hullet at the edge of the box. Stunning strike. It's deflected wide by the goalkeeper, still with Forlan though. It's knocked away by Silek, and it is gone for a corner.
So Shun on the other side for Japan has gone far in events so far this season, but nothing quite to say silverware, and does have to do some defending here early on against Morocco. It's a good start from his opponent, Yassine. What have we got from the corner? We saw in the last game how deadly corners can be in eFootball Mobile. That one looks flat, the keeper saves it, it falls to Forlan, and Forlan makes no mistake!
Yeah, goalkeeper still on the floor from parrying away from the corner. It went to just past the 18-yard box, and it was fired home, as you said, by Diego Forlan. It was a brilliant start for Morocco.
So is that the meta for eFootball Mobile corners, where you try and make the keeper commit to something and then you have a man there ready to put it away?
Well, you've certainly seen in console and in mobile is that the keepers can sometimes be susceptible in terms of how the height of the ball is delivered and how much power is delivered on it. Is that it can cause you to just, instead of catching it, it'll be parried instead. And that's a perfect example where the ball is zipped in with that much pace. The goalkeeper just can't keep a hold of it, pushes it out to what he thought was safety, and instead it was the right foot of Diego Forlan instead.
Yeah, I love the finish, no nonsense. No messing about trying to find the corner, just low, hard, powerful. And Morocco have this lead, and you were saying they could go second in the group.
If results go their way, there's only a 2-point gap between them and Colombia. Of course, there are goals and certainly ramifications. Of course, I'll leave it to the boffins in the back about the league table, because again, every goal that goes in makes every bit of difference, especially that one for Morocco, because that puts them on 9 points and certainly will drag Japan back into trouble once more.
Xabi Alonso has this one into the centre. Here's Ruud Gullit. Finds the pass to Pele, turns. This is great play again. Oh, lovely play. Oh, Gullit shoots. Nearly there. Wesley Sneijder has to bundle this ball away.
It's a really good move there by Morocco. And now Japan look to try and advance it, but they've lost it in transition again, and it's the leaders, Morocco, with the ball just before the halfway line, and they are looking to try and keep control of it at a premium. As Ruud Gullit on the edge of the 18-yard box, dances into the box, in towards Forlan's header, that's been missed, and it's cleared away by Sneijder.
Yeah, Forlan is causing all sorts of trouble, though. Pele this time, does he shoot? He cuts back, then he takes the strike. Save for now. Almost another corner, it goes for a throw-in, and I think that Soshan is relieved that it's only that, because corners are dangerous.
They are. I mean, if Morocco are able to do that from the first corner, it's almost a little bit Rory Delap-esque. Instead of clearing it out on an opposite side of things, you'd clear out, instead of going for a corner, you'd clear it directly for a corner instead. And Morocco have the ball back over halfway. Of course, more goals going in around the grounds. We'll obviously bring them to you as and when we can. As Alonso into Hullet for Morocco, but Rodri will clear it away. And again, it just seems to have broken into a little bit of a chess match here, Cole.
Yeah, I was going to say, over in Group A, Thailand are 2-0 up against Malaysia. So Mbappe, our reigning champion, is having an absolute nightmare on the cusp of going below top 4 as we see more Moroccan passes. Nearly that one fell to Moroccan teammate. Japan looking more likely on the counter, but having no serious pressure in the Moroccan half. They have to get hold of this ball. I think they've just got to keep it for a little while because they keep giving it back. Yeah, possession is 9/10 goal, whether it be Rocket League, whether it be eFootball. It's the exact same principle. You have to keep the ball. It's where you can do damage. But as I mentioned in the first game, the only stat that's going to matter at the end of 90 minutes is that one in the top right-hand corner. At the moment, it reads brilliantly for the only African nation here in eFootball Mobile in Morocco. Yassine will be incredibly chuffed with his half-time work. A win that, with other results, as you mentioned, could put him as high as second. We'll keep you posted on how the other games are going as we see them flying in. I'll tell you that Colombia are losing to Turkey, as we can see there, which I believe is good for our Moroccan. Yeah, I believe that's a goal to make it 3 goals. That was the third, was it? That's a 3 goals to 1. And we cut right to it at the right moment. We caught that goal. I believe in other games around the grounds, Brazil beating Bahrain by a goal to 0. And it just seems to just be, as we said, these games and these goals that are going in, it's causing all levels of chaos in this group. Group B especially. I mean, Group B is everything we love from eFootball Mobile. The fact that coming into this round of games, there are only 2 points separating 6th, which is bottom, with 2nd, which is 2nd. You know, India are clear. Daniel is looking excellent. He only got a point in the last game, but even so, what a tough group. Yeah, it's an example of a shark tank. It really has turned into it, as the other result, or the other game that we have going on at the moment, Saudi Arabia, the host, losing 1-0 to Egypt. That one in Group A, as we're back with the featured game here between Morocco and Japan, which we already saw in game 1, the Greece result that changed everything. I feel as though it's going to change everything again with this result in here, as if it stays like this, it really does create all kinds of mayhem. So Should needs to make some serious changes and perform much better than he did in the first half, because his Japanese side looking out of ideas at times as Rodri has the ball in the centre. Attempt to slow it down Japan, not rushing, waiting for that pass to come forwards. That's better. Del Piero almost finds Schneider. Gets the ball again. This is how the first goal was scored for Morocco. That touch a little bit heavy, but Del Piero continues with the ball. He's still got the ball. He almost shoots, but what a tackle. How well timed was that? That was expertly timed, because that quick turn from Japan has been something we've seen quite a few times from them. And in terms of that execution, it was great in terms of skill, but the slide challenge was timely. And then after that, Japan wastes the ball from the throw-in as well. So Morocco, you're going to get possession, and when you have control of the ball, it can be really difficult to see it taken away from you, as we saw in the last game when Turkey were desperately trying to fetch that ball and they just could not get hold of it. Turkey, who, as we saw earlier, are now 3-1 up in the next game, so feeling a little bit better. We have some keep ball now for Morocco. Yeah, they will try and calm things down. We saw this with Greece in terms of just trying to take the game and take the spirit away from your opponent. If there's anybody full of spirit, it is the Blue Samurai, as Schneider looks to Rafael Leao. Leao inside the box, and he's forced to save for the goalkeeper. It's cleared away by Morocco. Not sure if he had any options to cut across there, Cole. Yeah, maybe. I think he tried to surprise the goalkeeper. We can only ask him maybe after this one what the thought process was there, as DeMarco to Pele. Nesta says no to that one. Del Piero now in the centre. Wesley Schneider much better now from Soshan in Japan. Getting some passes away, but just when that one comes in, you look frustrated there at the Japanese. Yeah, it's just although Japan's pressure was told there as Wesley Schneider won it back, but Rijkaard gets it back again. It's just about having a disruptor in the centre of midfield. The DMF position in eFootball is a real key one. If you've got a superstar one, you like to your Rodri's or Xabi Alonso, those types of individuals, they can really break up play for you. Del Piero has that one towards Schneider. I think a few players watching this one over in Group B will be hoping that Japan can take a point, because it's so close. 2 points dropped for either team. It really keeps the cat amongst those pigeons, and it's looking like Japan are going to be stepping forward all the way, but one pass too many again from Del Piero, overplaying. Yeah, you can see there as well, Japan have moved, beg your pardon, that's Morocco, beg your pardon, have changed to
all-out defence. They are trying to just stifle the game.
Interesting if it is Japan. They're like, do you know what?
We'll beat them with defence. It certainly looks as though that this is Morocco on this side of the screen, meaning it's their attacking bias, but they're on double blue, which is all-out defensive, whereas you see Japan have just pushed to one attacking. Is that going to be enough? It's Rafael Leao in the closing stages. There's no time added on, and there goes the final whistle. Morocco have beaten Japan by a goal to 0.
Leapfrogging them as well. We'll take them to 9 points over Japan's second. And Turkey were looking good earlier on against Colombia. They're still 3-1 up. So this is dangerous for Greece. Greece and India, 0-0 still. Oh no, India's just taken the lead against Greece, so that'll be good for the rest of these teams. But over here, the Moroccan player, deservedly a couple of fist bumps. Yassine, what a performance.
Yeah, it's a big performance he was required. Again, gets yourself off the foot of the table. And it's a brilliant thing for them because they've got 9 points now. They've got themselves a massive 3 points. It goes to understate just how vital these victories are, especially at this stage. Second day, you've got to right the wrongs of day one, and Morocco's certainly doing that.
Yeah, Yassine holding his nerve. He goes up to Soshan, of course, and says, GG's. And it was a close match. I think Soshan will have a couple of moments where he'll think, if only I'd done this or done that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you'll never know because you ran out of time, and maybe could have pushed a little bit further in terms of attacking bias. Maybe could have just put a bit more kind of attacking force onto the field, but left it too late, and Morocco were able to take that game away.
Group B certainly the one to watch here. In eFootball Mobile 2025, it's building up beautifully. The solution just has to watch on and think, man, I could have made a mistake right there. Milos, maybe you can ask how that game looked down on the pitch.
Well, we got to get through it here because a huge matchup just happened, beating Japan 1-0 for Morocco. This puts Japan out of top 4 and you into it back again. How does it feel to you? How are you recovering after that slobber knocker?
It was a huge win. After with that, yesterday we didn't play as we expected, but today, especially first half, I was dominating it. I was have to score more than one. But second half, he played good. He's a very good player. I know him before this competition. So we had to play some haram ball, as they say, but it was perfect.
It was great to witness. That's sort of gameplay we're looking for. Thank you very much. Yassine, congratulations on the massive victory. We got more games coming up. India-Greece is ongoing, so let's send it back to our casters.
Thanks, Milos, as we are back with India versus Greece momentarily. Thank you very much for getting that interview as you join us between India and Greece. India took the lead and Greece equalised. We rejoin it as Greece are on the attack. It's Ronaldo. Can he put the trigger? It's rolled in and it's through and it's in and Greece have taken a second.
Bravery from Ronaldo. Fantastic choice there from Parisball. Ronaldo was put through. I don't know if that was an own goal, if it was a sliding tackle. I thought it might have been a red card, a penalty. There was all sorts. But the ball trickles into the net.
I was going to say, if the answer was multiple choice goal, you could have had any one of those.
I would have selected them all.
We'll watch it again here. Ronaldo side by side with the defender. And it's a really good challenge from Daniel. But as a result, with that challenge, the ball has bobbled past an on-rushing goalkeeper. We'll see it again here. The animation, you'll watch it here, takes it away from the goalkeeper. That vital touch, the goalkeeper comes out and doesn't realise it's rolled past him. It's gone into the back of the net.
Yeah, but you know who's claiming it, don't you?
Oh,
Ronaldo is like, look, I was within 5 feet of that one. I'm going to have it for me.
It's not quite a goal in the back garden, but it counts all the same as it is half-time here between India and Greece. India 1, Greece 2. And wow, what a time to rejoin it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this with Indonesia as well earlier on. You know, they were so far ahead of their group, and as soon as it was clear they were qualifying, they just slowed down, but you can be caught up with the rest of the group. Turkey, 4 goals to 1 up against Colombia. You can't ask for much more than that, especially coming off the back of a loss.
Absolutely, and it's again just drags more teams into this discussion point that we have. Is Omar Mamouche and Turkey look to maybe get a fifth. It's parried to the side and out for a corner, but this result's massive. Before the round started, it's 5th versus 2nd.
How important is it to make a statement right now for Turkey, to put fear into the other teams?
It's perfect timing. It's perfect timing. You know that all of these players are nervous. You know they're all feeling the strain. And what a better time to come out and go, right, that's our statement victory right there. And again, I wouldn't want to be anybody playing Turkey coming up. As the ball goes into the box, it's cleared out and it will be a goal kick. But there are a list of players that you don't want to play against. Certainly Turkey in this mood, certainly one of them.
I love this format because we can jump straight to what we'll now probably call our new feature game, which is India versus Greece. There was a little bit of a slowdown in this one, but it works out beautifully for us because now we can see it unfold in front of our very eyes to see if Daniel can hold out the resurgent Panaspal, the console main, stepping up every game on mobile.
Yeah, Greece historically have got a wonderful array of esports talent throughout the years, and Panaspal is just the latest in a long line of them. As he has the ball here now and dribbling forward is Iniesta, Ronaldo to Cruyff looking to pull and push and form a strike, but it's parried away, and now India have an opportunity to counter-attack. Zico's bit in the offside trap, he's onside. What a finish! India make it 2-2.
Yeah, there it was. One pass cuts through them. Daniel and his dad high five. The entire Indian team are happy with that one. I wondered if the lob might be on. Zico didn't think the same. It didn't matter. He slams it past the keeper. And Panaspal is going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, Papa Dan enjoyed that one. Right out of his seat, a wonderful ball over the top. Zico brilliantly ran through, beats the offside trap. Goalkeeper's on rushing, so you can afford to take that shot early. And boy, was it the right move for India and for Daniel. Wonderful take from Zico. First time, pretty much, just controls it with the right foot and then slams it home on the bounce. What a strike, as we have a confirmed victory in Colombia versus Portugal. It finished Colombia 2. Turkey 4. Sorry, I lost my own marbles.
It's because we're talking about Ronaldo, that's what it is.
Yeah, sorry, apologies for that. Completely lost my marbles.
I mean, Portugal, are they any good? I've not really heard so much about Portugal in the world of eFootball.
To be fair, they were pretty good last year in terms of console. They got through to knockouts, got knocked out by Spain. But yeah, no, completely lost my mind there. Apologies there, folks. Yeah, Colombia 2, Turkey 4. Wow. Which
I think that's thrown us all for a loop. Many goals.
The good news is that we're now back up to speed, which means that Turkey, at the moment, as results stand, they are in second position because the table is now updated. However, to really complicate matters, if Greece end up winning this game against India, they go up to second.
Yes.
And it just complicates everything once more.
So if right, this is live broadcast of us looking at a table and discussing it. So if Greece score a goal, their goal difference will go from 0 to at least 1. Let's say they win 3-2.
Yep.
And they beat Turkey. So I believe then head-to-head will take over goal difference. But over Turkey.
My maths completely failed again. I'm so glad you're here, Cole.
I think that's the case. But
that is correct.
I should have learned over my 10 odd years in esports never to predict the table, because the amount of times I've said, they've made it through.
I should have left it to the boffins. I really should have.
Exactly. Not our job.
We're back underway here. India have possession. It's Kiliksoy at the edge of the box. Double touch, double strike, and what a goal! And India just showing their level, and Daniel just coming again and again and again.
Panaspal is disgusted with his defending though. Throws his phone down in frustration, has to pick it right back up. I hope there's no cracks on the screen, because Daniel has taken the lead against you. And with the fun and swingy Group B that we've got going on, every goal you concede hurts, especially when it's the one that puts you behind.
Yeah, it's just twists and turns. It's a lovely touch from Cody Gakpo. The edge of the box here, you'll see that neat little double touch just takes it away from the defender and allows you that gap for the controlled strike into the corner. And that's what these guys are all looking for. They're just looking for that. It's almost to a pixel. They're looking just for that moment and that opportunity to get a controlled strike off, or to even get a stunning strike off. They managed to find the back of the net, and India 3-2 to the good now against Greece.
Yeah, looks like we're going to see a few changes here, and I'm not too surprised based on Panaspal's reaction. He did not like what he just saw. I'm not sure if it is defence that he thought were too slow or out of position, but something seems to have snapped there in him, and he's not been in this situation too often. You know, he's a player that, in making it as a mobile second, you know, maybe if he'd lost every game he'd be having a good time, but suddenly he's realising that he very much can compete with players of Daniel's calibre. It starts to get real, it starts to really matter.
National pride does funny things to an individual, Cold. It really does, and as we know, Greece are an incredibly passionate nation. Of course, the first time they've ever been represented at a FIFAe event. So, of course, this means absolutely everything to that Greece setup. Unfortunately, at the moment, they find themselves 3-2 down, as Daniel is very much just waiting to get back underway. I think Panaspal is also waiting to get back underway as well. Quite a few technical breaks in this game, but with around about 20 in-game minutes left here, it is India 3, Greece 2, as Greece try and find another level to go again. They've been able to come off the canvas once already. We've seen earlier on against Turkey, came off the ground there. They might be able to do it again as Erling Haaland can't get past Araujo. As Oliveira gives the ball back to Araujo, and Totti will recover it for India. And Daniel, you can see certainly from the shape, it looks as though he's moved to a five at the back.
Yeah, not looking to see this one away. 5 goals is quite enough, says Daniel, last year's semi-finalist. Went out agonisingly to Mbappe, who's really struggling at the moment for Malaysia, but once they got to the knockout stages last year, Mbappe couldn't be stopped, even by the man currently playing in light blues. Totti dances with that ball, waiting for passes, doesn't want to throw the ball away, so takes his time. Here's Kilaksoy, and there it is. And can you tell that I just knew that was going in? You could just sense it.
It's almost as though time slows down for Daniel in that particular attacking move. It's very much with what felt like, I believe, that Serge Gnabry, and I think it might be James Harden in the NBA that coined that type of celebration. But you can just see just the way he moved the ball and he manipulated his players into those right spots. And again, he had so much time. You can just see it again here, just moves it effortlessly into Kilaksoy's path, and Kilaksoy's just able to just roll that one home. And you feel with time ticking down, with not that long left for Greece, you feel as though that might be the end of this game. Of course, you have seen crazy things in eFootball, both in mobile and console, but it would have to be something incredibly special. Speaking of which, Ronaldo trying to break through, but time ticking down, and you feel as though, especially with the all-out defence from Daniel in play, that India will try and lock this one down, as you rightly said.
Yeah, Daniel's not just goals either. His game management is as intelligent as anybody else's here in this stage of the competition. Panaspor and Greece have fought hard. They gave themselves a chance of at least a point, taking the lead in this game. Not one moment in it, but now they know they have to score. And with that pass slightly heavy, India block it off. A risk of a penalty there if the referee was feeling harsh, but he wasn't. And this one's just going to tick away for a victory for India.
It is, and it looks as though
has been indicated.
It's going to be 4 minutes of added on time, but as we know, they go incredibly quickly, and it will be India's 3 points. Again, just allowing India to reassert themselves after they worked to a draw against Morocco. And there is the final whistle. India walk out 4 goals to 2 victors against Greece.
Well played, Daniel. And there's the sportsmanship as well. Panaspor immediately over to the Indian cohort to say GG's, and it was GG's. And Panaspor is making waves here in this tournament, but he just has to kick and fight his way out of this group. Greece on 8, Colombia on 8, Morocco on 9, Turkey on 10. India are on 12. I think they're going to be on higher than that once everything updates. So Daniel comfortable. He knows that he and India will make it through to the knockout stage for the 2nd year in a row. It's question marks about the rest of the group. But Panaspor putting in a decent fight. He can be disappointed, but he can't be too angry at that.
Absolutely. Look, been able to put 2 goals past an eFootball World Cup semi-finalist. Somebody that we arguably thought was going to go all the way last year. Bearing in mind, you were on console, you moved over to mobile. So it's incredible, even with that.
Milos is with Daniel.
Yeah, simple as that. I am with Daniel, the man of the moment, because that was an incredible matchup. There's no 2 ways around it. Your group opponent gave it their all, but you were down 2-1. What happened to bring this game back and really get your head in the game?
Yeah, of course, the defense was a bit shaky, and we made some changes, some tactical changes as well, and focused and improved and hard worked, and we got the job done.
You feel that having the entire kind of India family here around you motivates you to always perform better?
Yeah, I think these guys support me all the time, let me tell you. And the supporters watching as well, lovely. And I think that's what makes me better, yeah.
It definitely did play out. Now, once you got to 2-2, you know that this could slip away from you at any point in time. What's the way for you to keep your focus in the game when it's so tight?
Yeah, we just focus at the game and you don't get distracted. And as well, we made some changes and I just worked hard on defending because I was conceding a lot of goals, so yeah.
What sort of changes were you looking at to go into in a moment like this?
Of course, yeah, defending. As I said, the defense was a bit shaky. So we made some defensive changes and just focused on an attack and changed the attacking patterns a bit, so yeah.
Very good. It was incredible. Now, your run is still not done. You sit at 15 points. You're leading the group, but there is still a chance that you could get knocked down. You could not be in first place. What do you do now in between big games like this to reset and get ready for your next matchup?
Yeah, because as I said, being top of the group is important as well. We just don't want to qualify. We want to be top of the group as well. So yeah, we're working on it game by game. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Thank you very much, Daniel. There it is. Congratulations. Huge matchup against Greece. Let's send it back to our studio to see what's going on still around eFootball.
Thanks so much, Milos. Yeah, it's great to hear from Daniel. That one had us on the edge of our seats, I think, because like Milos just asked him, being 2-1 down, and to come back and be victorious 4-2 in the end, he had to make some changes. He was clever. He wasn't worrying. He said, defensively, wasn't good enough.
He just is able to adapt so often, and that's one thing. I mean, me and Harry were just having a conversation about it. I was like, I just want to remind myself, last year, it's like we truly did come out of nowhere. And to see him come up to this level, it feels like he stepped up again. And I'm not going to spoil what we said, but we have our expectations for Daniel this week, and they are extremely high because of his ability to turn things around. I mean, that was an unfortunate goal that he gave away there. That was for, obviously, Greece to go on the lead, but he just seems to always find a way. And just so much composure in moments like that as well. Not just to take the shot when there's a little bit of pace, or a little bit of space, I should say. It's every single time he is so composed. And Daniel's dad's the MVP as well. We love Daniel's dad here in the studio. So does everybody else, to be fair, but big Daniel's dad fan.
We expect a lot from Daniel, but we heard there Daniel expects a lot from himself as well. He wants to finish top of the table, Harry.
We expect that of him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the rest of the results from around the grounds, but you're absolutely right. We have such high hopes, and the craziest part of it all is he keeps delivering. Every single time we think, maybe this is the game that Daniel will falter, and fair enough, there's been the odd scare here or there for him, but more often than not, he's coming out on top, and if he gets pulled into a fight in a phone booth, he's not afraid of the scrap. He's like, okay, you want to come at me with offense? Here's even more offense from my side. I'm not scared. I won't back down from any challenge, and that's why he sits at the top of Group B.
He finds a way. That's crucial. Just have a look at the round 7 results then. Group A, Saudi Arabia lost out to Egypt there 2-0. Thailand beat Malaysia 3-0. That's another massive upset from Mbappe and Malaysia. They haven't won now since round 2, Mbappe. And we're now on round 7, as I just quickly rattle through. Brazil beating Bahrain, Group B, Turkey beating Colombia. We know the India, Greece score, and Morocco defeating Japan just when we thought Japan were going to go on a run. Well, these are the standings as well. Just quickly take you through these. Brazil, Egypt, Thailand at the moment looking pretty confident. Malaysia, as I mentioned, 7 points, haven't won since round 2. What's going on there? Saudi Arabia on 6 points and Bahrain 4. Those two, watch out. You need to be top 4 come the end of today. Group B, India unbeaten still, 15 points. Turkey 10, Morocco 9, Colombia and Greece locked horns on 8, and Japan 7. That Group B is twisting, turning, topsy-turvy. Don't know where I'm looking there, Chris.
I mean, Morocco are now all of a sudden flying after really struggling yesterday. I mean, look, it's the point that from 3rd to 6th, there is 2 points in it. That is literally going to go down the last game in Hastia.
Japan was sitting bottom as we came into this. We go, right, they're back in it, they got to win. Now they're bottom again because results have gone against them.
This entire Group B, aside from India, which is the one constant in this group, you could do what would it be, a scatter chart of where every single placement was from every single nation in each round, and they would all be different. It would be up and down like a yo-yo. So yeah, keep your eyes on Group B. Some twists and turns to come, I feel.
I mean, I'm sure the heart rates of all the players in Group B are going up and down, up and down. Have we got a heart rate from Group B, Group A? Have we got one at all, Chris?
We do. I'm going to have a little peek. Let's have a little look. Who do you want to look at? Oh, okay, well, let's go with it. Let's look at
Group B, Morocco. This is exactly what we wanted to see.
You know what it is? I can actually move things around very, very quickly here. But yeah, look, that's a pretty steady one, to be fair. We haven't necessarily seen too much Zone 3 from Morocco, but as it's slowly, I'm getting a little bit more tense than just what was a 1-0 game. I'm curious to have a look at Daniel and how he was feeling during that game. A lot of spikes with Daniel is what I want to say as well. Obviously, we can't really compare, of course, to his opponent. But
is that when he jumps up, though, and gives his dad a hug or a high five?
Maybe. I've been requesting it for the longest time. Can we get a Daniel's dad heart rate monitor to go on through.
Daniel's dad just went like this, like as if to say, yeah, sure.
One thing that is
hands in the air.
a little bit curious to see what's going on with Mbappe right now. Like, he is tumbling down these standings right now, and that is just. It's one of those things where, okay, you won last year. The pressure is really on you. You are the hunted consistently at this tournament. But how can it be going so badly is one thing for me. I don't understand how you can go from being our world champion, barely even at losing a game all year last year, and now you're here and you can't even get the sniff of a point now.
Is the next matchup from Mbappe the vital one? It's against the bottom of the table, Bahrain. Could this be the turning point?
Great opportunity for him to stop the rot that has set in the last 4 or 5 rounds of the group stages. I mean, listen, if I'm his coach, Ochi Bikun, I believe his name is. Listen, I'm just going to go direct to camera here. You are a champion. You know exactly what it takes to get to the knockout stages. Last year, you dropped just 1 single game. Forget about what has happened already. You can't get these points back. Let's just start a good momentous run right here, right? That's all you have to do. And if you beat Bahrain, who haven't really impressed us too much, I think it's a good opportunity for Malaysia to start to build from this point. However, anything less than 3 points, we're starting to look at a shock group stage exit perhaps on the cards for Malaysia.
I was trying to look behind me actually and see if possibly Mbappe has taken a tactical toilet break. I would be doing that right now, just walking out of the arena. You know, you're allowed to do that. We see that in regular sport, we see that in esports, and just kind of have a little look in the mirror and talk to yourself. You know, I'm the defending champion. Let's start the ball rolling here. We're still in a good position.
But even in the first couple of games, there was cracks. Like, he was winning those games, but it wasn't as clean as what we have done. Okay, maybe just easing the competition, not necessarily anything too untoward. We know that champions are going to do that, but he really needs to wake up very, very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to go quickly into our next matchup as well. Match number 3 coming away. Egypt taking on that man there from Brazil, Jorginho. Wow, he's just impressed us. Every time he picks up his phone, he impresses us, doesn't he?
He has been the one consistent, I want to say. To be honest, in that group has been looking pretty solid. I would be surprised if he's not going to keep cracking on here, but I mean, it's been pretty good from him, right?
Phantom, though, going under the radar a little bit for Egypt. We haven't really been speaking about him yet. He's only 1 point behind Brazil.
Exactly. I have been so looking forward to seeing Phantom compete at a live event like this. Often throughout the Konami circuit, throughout the eFootball club events, he qualifies for the club event finals, but for one reason or another, be it visa issues, travel issues, he cannot compete in them. So often we see his name scribbled out from our call sheets. Now I get to see the man in the flesh, the young man that has been qualifying time and time again for these offline tournaments. Finally, it's his chance. And as you've mentioned, he's only 1 point behind.
He's making the most of it as well, isn't he? Making the most of being here and this opportunity. Okay, well, we can talk about Phantom, but shall we hear from him ahead of this crucial matchup? It's Egypt taking on Brazil.
طبعا مين ما يتشرفش بتمثيل منتخب مصر. احساس ما يتوصفش طبعا، وده حاجة انا حاططها ومصدقها وهتحصل. انا جاي هنا عارف هعمل ايه، وجاي للتتويج ولا غير التتويج، وان شاء الله نرجع بالبطولة. احنا مش جايين مجرد المشاركة، احنا جايين مرشحين للبطولة، وان شاء الله تخلص في الاخر بالبطولة. نتمنى ان هو ينتهي بالتتويج في الاخر.
Well, we are almost halfway through day 2 of the group stages for the FIFA eFinals eFootball Mobile Tournament. And what a day it's been.
Yes, hello again, Alia. It's good to see you again. So yes, now we are in a very important match. Yes, I think both of these teams, Brazil and Egypt, already secured their spot in the knockout stage, but now to decide who will be first.
That's exactly that. And we've had some shocking results today as well. Nations that lost games yesterday, coming back today, beating those same nations that they lost against. Our featured match here today is Brazil against Egypt. And as you've mentioned, Abdul, it's a fight for that #1 seed.
Definitely. And I like the confidence that the Egyptian player has. He's so confident about himself. He knows that he's only here for one thing to do, which is lifting that trophy. So when you have someone who is really talented, who is really good at the game, and also confident about the way he plays, I think we are here to witness probably someone who can do something.
Exactly that. And Brazil here just on the attack, trying to break that deadlock. Mbappe through to Ronaldo, but it's well defended as Egypt now counter-attack. Pele on the ball, through to Hullet, crosses it on to the other side of the pitch. Who will break the deadlock for us today?
Yes, the tactical side, as we see on the right of the screen, he has 2 blues, which means that he's a little bit going in a defensive way. On the other side, the Brazilian players like playing balanced, which the way that he is, let's say, comfortable with, by creating chances, going up forward, and maybe scoring goals.
Would you say that's also because we know Brazil like to play more attacking in eFootball? Do you think Egypt's just setting up more defensively to try and avoid goals?
Definitely, and that is the strategic way that the Egyptian player is. As we can see here, he is switching from one side to another until he finds that gap or space where he can attack from.
Of course, and just to provide all of you with some quick updates on our other games, Thailand leading 1-0 against Saudi Arabia. India also 1-0 against Turkey at this moment. 2 other incredible matches, but we are nearly at half-time for this Brazil and Egypt game, and it's still sitting at 0-0.
Yes, he's keeping the ball, is switching from one side to another. He is not yet, or probably he wants to play for the last attack in the first half.
Egypt here, pass through to Pele, onto Hullet, attempts the back pass, just doesn't seem to work on this occasion. Ronaldo through to Mbappe, Nedved back over to Mbappe. Both teams playing quite defensively, and just like that, 0-0 into half-time. We also can confirm Malaysia are 1-0 up against Bahrain, which something Malaysia is going to need. They really need those 3 points because they haven't won a game yet today.
Oh yes, as we can see, I mean, in the first half, the Egyptian guy has like 61% possession, and that's, I mean, a huge amount of possession to have against the Brazilian player. Anyway, Malaysia are leading against Bahrain, as you just mentioned, with 2, or let's say 1 goal as far as I can see on the screen.
Back over to our featured match, Brazil against Egypt. A game that looks like it could go either way. Brazil now on the attack. Fantastic through ball through to Mbappe.
Nice.
Is he going to shoot? He does, but well saved by Buffon as Egypt quickly counter-attack, trying to break the deadlock, but it lands back in Brazil's feet.
Yes, as we see on the screen right now on the left, the Egyptian player is moving a little bit forward, and it's changing something in his tactic, which is definitely going to give him a little bit more chances to create.
Fantastic through ball from Ronaldo, but it's back over to Egypt. Platini coming down the left side of the wing onto Son, through to Hullet. Fantastic through ball onto Pele. Ooh, it seems like that was a little bit too much power there.
Yeah, I mean, there is a strategic way that the Egyptian player is relying on, which is trying to keep the ball, and he only attacks when he has a chance to do that. And on the other side, I see the Brazilian player is like playing comfortably. He is not rushing things off. He just waits for the right moment, and he's fine to lose the ball in the mid sometimes.
I mean, this is the top of the table clash as well. Brazil are currently first in the group, just 1 point ahead of Egypt. So the 3 points here really matter. But we have Brazil again on the attack. Fantastic over the head through ball to Ronaldo, but well defended, right place, right time. We do see the ball land back with Brazil again. Kante through to Mbappe. Quick passes, it lands back in Mbappe's feet. 1-0. To Brazil. The deadlock has finally been broken. And this is the magic of Brazil. They played fantastically.
Very nice 1-2 at the edge of the box. He waited for the other player, as we can see here. And then Mbappe threw right to the near post. And yeah, it's a goal. But the mistake that the Egyptian player made, I mean, he should never make that mistake.
We also see India do go 2-0 up against Turkey. It's a comfortable lead, and I don't know about you, but I do want to see India make it through to the knockouts tomorrow. It's pretty much guaranteed, but they did finish top 4 last year.
I think they will. They have just secured their spot in the knockout stage. But yes, not yet. I mean, officially, but most likely we will see them in the knockout.
Egypt, they're trying to equalize, well saved by Buffon. Looking at the heart rates as well, we've got Egypt on 142, Brazil just breaking to 100.
Yeah.
It's really, really calm.
Yes, we can see that through the gameplay, to be honest. Oh, that's another one. Good save. We can see that through the gameplay. I mean, in the first half, he was keeping the ball probably for the entire half from the Egyptian player. But in the second half, we didn't see that much from him. He just threw it away. He changed the tactics a bit, but I cannot blame him. He wants to score. Yes, now we see him, he is going a little bit more attacking.
Egypt equalizing with Son, and just as you were mentioning, they changed their tactics to be more attacking, and it's paid off because they've now equalized and they're 1-1 against Brazil.
Yeah, that is smart. Yeah, that's smart from you to tell me about it, Alia, because I didn't notice that, but well done. So yeah, that the Egyptian player now is playing a little bit more attacking, as we see more players inside the box where he can create easier chances.
Do you think he might have played defensively for too long, or do you reckon this was part of his tactic to try and score the goals towards the end of the game?
Yeah, I think he played too much defensively. Even though, the game, even if you lose this game, it's completely fine. But at least you try something. You do something in the game.
Definitely. Just a quick update on our other games. Thailand and Saudi Arabia, it's still 1-0 to Thailand. Still 2-0 for India against Turkey as we switch over to the Thailand and Saudi Arabia game.
Oh, this is tough game for Saudi because they really need some points from this game. On the other hand, Thailand are playing really well, and I think they are already third in the group, which is with another 3 points, they will be more than happy to finish this game this way.
Of course, Saudi Arabia currently sitting 5th in Group A, just 1 point behind Malaysia. So they are still really in it and do have a chance at qualifying.
And what is Malaysia doing against Bahrain? That's what we will see in the upcoming few minutes.
Back over to our featured match, Brazil against Egypt. Still currently 1-1 as both teams try to get that 3 points coming into the final minutes of the game. Brazil with possession of the ball. Fantastic over the top through ball. Just doesn't
you
get it.
Cannot make mistakes.
2-1 to Egypt. What a final goal towards the end of the game, potentially securing them that 3 points. Frustration on the Egyptian side.
He never keep making mistakes. And the first goal, he did the same mistake. Now, you cannot give it away like that. Look at the minute, it's 88 minutes almost, which is almost the end of the match. So, he's throwing it away, the Egyptian player. And of course, the Brazilian player will be more than happy to take full advantage of that.
Just the wrong pass. They're choosing to shortly pass it to his defender instead of clearing the ball. But great news for Brazil, who are likely now going to go another 3 points clear of Egypt. Just winding down the last couple of the minutes of the game. Can Egypt get a last-minute equalizer? Platini here on the edge of the box, but well intercepted by Brazil, who we are likely going to see just holding the ball towards the back, just passing around the back, parking the bus, which is, in their case, the smart thing to do.
I think so, yes. Of course. Oh, I mean, well deserved to the Brazil. Hard like Egypt. It was within their hands. But sometimes when you make mistakes, you will be punished.
Definitely. And there we have it. 3 points for Brazil, a very important 3 points as they now go to 19 points in Group A. We will provide you an update on the other games as soon as we can, but what a match that was.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, tactically, Egyptian guy was playing really well. Look, he's watching the mistake that he just made. You know, those mistakes, I mean, you will definitely be punished by doing that. And that's what we have been saying all day. You cannot make mistakes at this level because other players will take full advantage of that.
I mean, there are still 2 games to play today for the team, for Egypt. I mean, currently, they are second in the table, so it's not like they're not going to qualify, but they do want to chase Brazil, who are currently top of the table. We do still have the India-Turkey game ongoing alongside Japan and Greece. Japan-Greece currently 1-1 at the moment, and India-Turkey still sitting at 2-0. We do have Veracity on the floor for an interview with Brazil.
Big congratulations over here for Team Brazil. Now I have to ask you, across both console and mobile, it seems like Brazil as a region with the players that you have is exceptional. So why is it that you think that all your players' caliber is so high? Why do you think all of the Brazilian players are so good?
Ela está falando que tanto no console como no mobile o Brasil está indo muito bem. Então o que a gente tem para explicar esse sucesso que a gente está tendo aqui, né?
Então, o Brasil é o país do futebol, né? Então, acho que já explico por aí. E no videogame não é diferente.
So Brazil is the country of football, and video games are not different.
And obviously you have a lot of support above us right now as well. So what do you want to say to everybody that's been supporting you so far?
Você está tendo muito apoio aqui na arquibancada aqui em cima também. O que significa para ti ter esse apoio todo aqui também?
Sim, a torcida do Brasil é incrível, né? Muita gente aí do Brasil que torce bastante pra gente e é o pessoal que é amigo nosso, né?
So, Brazil fans are incredible all over the world, and we brought some friends of us for cheer here in Saudi Arabia as well.
Mandar abraço para todo mundo que tá na torcida aqui em cima aqui, ó.
And I'm gonna send a hug for everybody upstairs here cheering for us.
Well, they've been doing an exceptional job of cheering for you so far, but the job is not done yet. Your next opponent is going to be Saudi Arabia. How do you feel about facing off against them?
Bom, todo mundo está fazendo um ótimo trabalho torcendo aqui em cima, mas ainda não terminou. O próximo oponente é a Arábia Saudita. O que você acha desse jogo?
Então, ainda falta mais 2 jogos, né? Jogar o que eu sei e tentar buscar as vitórias nos 2 jogos.
So there are 2 games left, and I want to play what I know how to do and chase the victories.
Well, congratulations again on an epic victory. We'll go for a first one that time. It's back over to the desk.
Thanks so much, Veracity. Yeah, I mean, we know the pedigree, don't we, of the Brazilian national football team, and like he just said there, I'm trying to live up to it, and he's doing a great job so far as he 2-1 there over Egypt in the 88th minute. It was a mistake from Bantam, actually, around the box that gave it away, but still a win is a win, Chris.
Absolutely. I think you've got to take the rough with the smooth in those instances. There's be some games where you get unlucky. You get a little bit of fortune there. You take those opportunities every single time you possibly can. And deserved victory in the end, to be honest with you. He's been absolutely fantastic through this group stage.
Yeah, we're just going to cycle through the rest of the highlights from round number 8 now. Only 2 more to come. They've all been wrapped up now. They're taking a little bit of time to finish some of them, but they have all concluded, and we'll bring you the scores on the doors after this, because this isn't how they all finished. Japan, this was the decisive goal for Japan, though. They managed to clinch a victory again in the final moments of that matchup. Japan really needing that one to stay in contention there. It was over Greece, of course, as well, and we can just conclude the results. Group A, Thailand got the victory over Saudi Arabia. Brazil, 88th minute victory over Egypt. Malaysia back in the running, 2-0 over Bahrain. We said that could be a turning point. Group B, India once again set their stall out. They want to top the table, and they're doing it as we speak. 2-0 over Turkey. And Morocco, Colombia stalemate there, and Japan 2-1 in the dying moments to Greece.
And with Malaysia winning that game as well, it's going to put them in a much better spot, as we can see Saudi Arabia losing out to absolutely massive turn of events. So Mbappe looks like he's going to survive the group stages.
Yeah, and it was touch and go, Harry.
It was. I'd like to think my pep talk helped before the last game. I know Min is a great respecter of my words. No doubt had his headset off, taking the words to heart. No, it has to use this as a trampoline now in this group. You need to push on from this, because the reward you get for 4th place if you end up there is likely to face Daniel in the quarterfinals from the other group. So very important that you push on if you're Malaysia. Yeah, it's sad to say more than likely goodbye to the Kingdom of Bahrain, but they put up a really good fight, and 4 points is not a bad tally at all.
Malaysia do have Egypt and Brazil next, though. Tough 2 opponents to wrap out the day, but we'll see. He's got a win, first one since round 2, has Mbappe. Okay, wow. Group B. What do we say about this?
It's the yo-yo. It's the yo-yo again. Get the scatter chart out.
Wow, apart from India, who are still undefeated, it's anyone's still to win or to lose.
Well, let me just jump in and say how pivotal those 2 last 10-minute goals from Japan were, because they were sitting plumb bottom at risk of getting cut adrift. All of a sudden, you equalise in the 80th and then score in the 89th minute. You leapfrog Greece as a response, and now you're tied for essentially 2nd place alongside Morocco and Turkey. But any one of these 5 nations could switch positions. This is the most insane group I have seen in some time. Look at this, it's so close.
So am I right in saying nobody's gone home yet? Bahrain struggling a little bit in Group A on 4 points.
Maybe Bahrain. I think there's a reason I'm not an admin, Rachel. I mean,
I'm not going to be admin either. I'm saying Bahrain are the ones that are struggling in Group A. Group A is a bit more open. We just saw in Group B. I don't know what's going on.
To be honest, I was just having a look through to see who actually has to go up and play India. So that's Colombia and Japan. So those are the games where you're looking at and saying, okay, from that standpoint, are you thinking that maybe Daniel is obviously just going to walk through these, or he's already qualified first pretty much? I don't think he needs much. Is he going to switch off a little bit? That's what you're kind of hoping for if you're one of those 2 competitors, because he has looked indomitable so far.
I mean, Group B, I might as well just go like this. Woo, don't know what's happening. I will find out for you, though, because the penultimate round of fixtures is coming up in around 10 minutes. I'm going to get on the computer here and find out exactly what's at stake for you, because we have 2 more massive matchups to come for you. So come back in 10 minutes' time.
اللعب كما يقول التعريف نشاط يمارس الترفيه بلا جدوى وبلا أثر.
لكن وش يصير إذا اللعب صار له نظام؟ من هنا بدينا، كان الشغف وكل منافسة نظمناها كانت في بناء مشهد حقيقي، مشهد يستمر ما ينتهي مع يوم أو بطولة. نظمنا تجربة، هذا امتداد الرؤية تحول إلى إنجاز، وورا كل مجد طريقة وصلناه بدايته توها تكتب.
How can real-time visibility across our hydrocarbon supply chain
help keep our shelves stocked?
How can achieving a 99.8% delivery record
help bring us together?
By continually asking how, we provide reliable access to energy for everyone we serve.
Another day asking how.
Another day serving my customers.
Welcome to the world's best airline, where the journey begins before you fly, where lounges are a destination in themselves, and your world is always within reach. A place where you're looked after, and the smallest details bring the biggest smiles. This is Qatar Airways, the world's best for a record 9th time.
Read all about it. World Cup prep begins.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Training for World Cup in North America has begun. And you would not believe what these guys are up to.
White 17, hot!
Celebrations spiral out of control across the globe as the hunt for World Cup glory intensifies. Buckle up, folks. We're just getting started.
What was that?
Smells finer than the finest perfumes. New Axe Fine Fragrance.
Bruno! When you're all in, anything can happen. Enjoy the moment with a Coca-Cola.
The digital world speaks the language of zeros and ones. And now, with advanced digital systems, countless new numbers join the field. A 7 can break the pattern. A 9 can be the game changer. At Globant, cutting-edge technologies are at the core of everything we do, driving new and innovative solutions to shape the future of FIFA and companies across every industry. We are the official tournament sponsor of the FIFAe Finals 2025. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
الابتكار والتطور للجميع مش بس للمغامرين.
تصميم الكيا K4 وهيكلها الرياضي أول شيء يلفت انتباهك.
تصميم مرة حلو، بس بالنسبة لي أنا التكنولوجيا تفرض نفسها.
Kia, movement that inspires.
في السفر حتلاقي مفاجآت جديدة عليك، وهذا يمكن يخليك تتردد شوي. مع فيزا كل شيء مقبول، حتى ما يعض، صح؟ مقبولة عندنا، لأن هالخطوة اللي تسبق إنك تسوي شيء كنت دائما تشوفه مستحيل، وهذا اللي يميزك.
Slim like a whisper, sharp in the hand, never unplanned. Every move got his game, smooth like ice, cold like flame. What's your edge?
Hello, Moto.
When I wake in the morning, I see it so clearly. It's no competition. It's just on with the vision. We giving incisions. We feeling amazing. It ain't never gonna stop when we take to the top. We feeling amazing, feeling amazing, feeling amazing. Now back to the basics. We just keep it moving, ain't leaving no traces. Now look at their faces. Ain't no stopping us now. We controlling with aces. Now tie up your laces. Ain't no tripping. We living this, giving the chase this. Now turn up the faces. We keep living this grizzly. We got it to face this. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we never gon' stop it. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we making a profit. Feeling amazing. We just living our life and we keep it above. Feeling amazing. We ain't never gon' stop and we living it up. I'm going through changes, living so dangerous. They saying he famous. I keep telling myself I'm the best with the aim. It's saying it's criminal, they do the minimal. I'm just a general, keep it subliminal. Break them the minerals, keeping it cynical. Keeping it moving in the speed of pinnacle. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we never gon' stop it. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we making a profit. Feeling amazing. We just living our life and we keep it above. Feeling amazing. We ain't never gon' stop and we living it up. Feeling amazing. Raising the temperature, counting your days in. Feeling amazing. Raising the temperature, counting your days in. Feeling amazing. Raising the temperature, counting your days in. Feeling temperature, counting your days and feeling amazing. Take to the top and we never gonna stop it. Feeling amazing. Take to the top and we making a profit. Feeling amazing. We just living our life and we keep it above. Feeling amazing. We ain't never gonna stop and we living it up. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Hey yo, ain't no competition, dog, we the livest. Never gonna fade us, in the end we survive this. Trials, tribulations, but it only make us stronger. Never gonna stop and bring the heaters like a sauna. Gotta take it to the highest heights, deeper depths. Gotta move it right to left, but we always move in step. Gotta be the champions, dog, never losing. Get it, I gotta deliver to go. Never gonna stop it, I take it a blow. What I get to it, they never can know. What I get to it, I'm back at it, though. My down like a python, I'm an icon, I got this. Never gonna stop and we take it to the top. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. I got change. Now let's bang. I got change. Now let's bang. Winter time is like summertime. We gon' ride tonight. We gon' feel alright. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. Put your money where your mouth is. I got change, I could do it like a house bid. Now let's bang. You got me good, I'm losing my mind now, my mind now. You got me hooked, I'm losing my mind now, my mind now.
We are back and it's getting to the crunch time of the tournament in terms of eFootball Mobile. This is the second day of group stages and there's only 2 matches left, 6 points available. This is a massive fixture. India, table toppers at the moment, taking on Japan, who currently sits in 4th. They're having a little bit of a resurgence on day 2 after they ended yesterday at the bottom of the pile. But this man, he said a little while ago in an interview, I want to be top of the table, and he's doing everything in his power to stay there. Alongside me on the sofa, we have Chris Tunstall, and Aaliyah Harvey has joined us as well. Aaliyah, so far from Daniel, have you just been so impressed like the rest of us have been?
I am. I think he's a phenomenal player. Again, I love seeing his dad with him. It looks like he's got a little camera on his shirt today. I think he's getting some POVs for Daniel's dad, and I love every time we mention him, he waves up at the studio and says, hello, everyone.
He's giving us some love up here. I wish we could see this actually in person. There he is behind Daniel there, giving us some love in the studio. Yeah, we need to get a heart rate monitor on him. We need to get a camera on him, make a whole feature about him, Chris. I think that's the way we're going, aren't we?
I feel like CJ needs to be doing a little bit more work here. And just, can we just have a constant Daniel dad cam? That's what I want. I'm 100% CJ could do that.
I'm wondering if Daniel likes all the attention on his dad. Does he want more on himself? I don't know. Daniel is locked in now.
It might detract away from what's going on with him, to be honest with you. We're more focused on Daniel's dad. Okay, Daniel can kind of just do his thing.
Should we stop talking about Daniel's dad and go to Japan as well? Because they are on this resurgent run, like I just mentioned. Very, very locked in at the moment, dialed in, focusing on themselves. This is a big fixture. If they take a scalp off of India, that says a lot about how they're feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, Japan were bottom of the table, and the fact that they've managed to crawl into fourth and give them a chance of qualifying for the knockouts tomorrow, I personally I'm favouring Japan. Of both groups, I would love to see them go all the way.
Chris, tell us what happened yesterday when these two teams faced each other, though.
So a 3-1 result for Daniel, obviously, who has still continued to be undefeated. But I think it's really getting to crunch time. We kind of talked about it there. There's other games going on in this group, but mostly focusing on Group B here, just purely because of how close it is, even though it is still close in Group A as well. So obviously we've got India and Japan taking each other on. Turkey up against Morocco. They're currently 2nd and 3rd on the same amount of points as Japan with 10. And then Greece and Colombia, who are currently 5th and 6th on only 9 and 8 points. Really a must win for those two teams particularly, and one of those teams has to win if they really want an opportunity here, but it still could go all the way to that last game, irrelevant of what happens here.
Daniel earlier again said he's not afraid to get my words out, to change tactics in game. Do you think he'll have to do something similar when he faces Japan?
I think so. I think it's also important to remember Japan did beat Colombia earlier on in the day, who were 2nd of the table, and as you've just mentioned, Chris, they've now dropped below them to 5th. So I think Japan have a lot to prove today. I know people in the chat seem to think that Daniel will likely win this game, but I mean, it's difficult to choose and difficult to call who's going to win.
I love the kind of pre-match rituals as well. Daniel's very chilled talking to his team. If we go over to Japan here as well, a bit of meditation was happening a couple of moments ago. You know, palms just turned upwards, maybe saying a couple of words to himself. He's now a bit more chilled. Now I'm talking about him, arms crossed, going, stop talking about me, possibly.
One thing I really like, though, is they're actually directly opposite each other, and I think they're actually having a little bit of a look at each other there across the arena. It's a massive, massive game, obviously, but it's one that it's probably more important to, well, I mean, it's not even probably, it absolutely is more important to Japan. Daniel could lose this game and still top the group at a canter. So realistically, I think if you're Japan, if you're Soshu, you are hoping that Daniel has an off day here, because currently undefeated and, well, has been performing so well.
Well, we're focusing on Soshu there for Team Japan. He looks ready. Just a final moment to collect his thoughts as he goes up against India and Daniel. This is the big matchup for Japan. They take on India. Let's get to it.
そうですね、日本を代表して戦えることは非常に光栄に思ってますし、全て日本代表で尽くせるように頑張りたいと思います。FIFAe ワールドカップに出ること自体が本当に貴重な経験ですし、優勝したら本当に今後の人生にもしっかり影響してくることだと思うんで、そうですね、実力で黙らせるって感じ。Yeah, I become champion. Yeah, that's all. Everything for Japan.
The penultimate round of the group stage is upon us here at the FIFAe World Cup. Cole, my name's CJ. I've joined you for a special commentary. Raided the box, kicked Wes out, and boy oh boy are some of these groups coming down to the absolute wire for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's only the end. It's only the most important bit. And CJ's like, you know what, let me on the booth. Let's get this thing going. And here we are now when Soshu is trying to get a win off the mighty India. Daniel for India is a couple of goals, couple of games, couple of wins to the good in this last couple.
Yeah, only show up for the important matches. That's what it's all about here. And
it's
time for Japan as well to show up for the important match. They need to win. They need to keep out of that elimination zone. You don't want to be going home in the group stage.
No, of course, Japan will be looking at going even further in this one. They did make the knockout stages last time around, at least in mobile. Didn't manage to in console. It's been disappointing in console for Japan recently, but now they have a chance here. It's Leao, nearly through. Oliveira says nope to that one, and India show why Daniel is so good defensively.
I feel like Daniel's been tested a little bit more today than day number one. We did see in the match against Greece. What a fantastic matchup. And I think that just shows how close Group B is. The fact that we've got first and sixth in the group that are going right down to the wire in their individual matches.
Yeah, every goal that flies in is going to change this group wildly. So we'll do our best to keep you posted what's going on around the grounds, around the world, I guess, with all these international matchups, these beautiful international games. But our focus is right here for India. As Daniel can't quite break through already, I think Japan will be fairly pleased, Soshan, of how this game has started. He won't want to throw anything away early doors.
Yeah, it was a slow start for India in the previous rounds, so we'll see if Daniel gets to work early. But as you said, the pressure is on Japan at this point. They really need to get a win on the board. Even a 1-1, even a tie scoreline, a draw would be crucial for them. Any point at this stage of the competition is vital.
Oh yeah, for sure, especially as last time these guys played yesterday, it was 3-1 to India, but it's Japan that start off with the early pressure. The return shot is straight in, and Japan do take a lead.
Oh, doesn't he love
that, Soshan?
What a moment for Japan to kick off the penultimate round with the first goal on the board against Daniel, of all people, against India, of all nations. 26 minutes in, 1-0 scoreline.
Meanwhile, Greece have taken the lead against Colombia as well. So big goals, I say big goals going in Group B, goals going in Group B, because every goal in this group is absolutely huge. This is the goal that we were just talking about. There is Greece once again. And he just can't be stopped, the Greek.
I just cannot believe that he plays with no audio, no headset. He's just listening to us and the casters. We are back here, and this time it is Brazil getting one. I mean, they are just flying in Group A. First goal on the board for them. They're really settled proceedings over in our primary group there.
Yeah, Brazil, the world champions. This is what we expected from them, but it's not always easy to live up to top billing, as we're seeing recently from Malaysia. These struggling games to get the dub last time around, at least. But India, Daniel, another one of our favourites, struggling here.
I mentioned that slow start he had against Greece. It's the same story right here, but does has a chance working the ball forward. Mbappe, he's been his star player up front. There's a beautiful shot. Petr Cech, beautiful save as well. Japan still looking comfortable, and we keep mentioning those short mobile games, and as the rounds get closer to the playoffs, as the points get tighter, that time just feels shorter and shorter, Cole. These matches go quicker and quicker for the team that is behind.
Oh, what a ball that was from Soshan. He saw the run coming through, almost found his man. That ball over the top has been devastating in eFootball Mobile over the games that we've seen. And corners as well. Let's see if this one is right on the head of the goalkeeper. That's where they seem to be most effective. Instead, it's short, the complete opposite. Goes outside to Amrabat. Is there a ball in the centre? No, tries to take his time to Soshan. It's not necessarily the right decision.
Yeah, probably wasn't the right choice there, and just lets Daniel out. Gives him a little room to breathe. Counter-attack. Here's Hazard. Can he work the ball forward? Maybe a shot on. You can see the contest. He's getting barged off the ball. Vieira able to handle business. Japan just get out of trouble, and Daniel under pressure.
Yeah, I thought with Hazard there, maybe a trick, maybe a little bit of skill to get past your man rather than raw pace. But it was pace that Daniel went for, and who am I to question? The man at the top of the very close Group B, but he's staring defeat in the face at the moment. It's India that have the ball. 1 more minute, so it looks like this one's going to end with one final chance. Zico tries the back heel, but again, it's one touch too many. And Japan take the 1-0 lead at half-time as Egypt score right there, and the player says, calm it down. We were hearing earlier that this fella is a very high-level footballer himself in real life.
There you go, a jack of all trades, a multi-dimensional athlete, if you would, Cole, doing it with the mobile and doing it with his feet as well.
I mean, he's probably not as good as I am at football, but I'm sure he's quite good.
Yeah, you stick to your five-a-side in the 11th division. All right.
I wish we were that high, mate.
Just relax.
God,
just relax. But good to see. We're seeing some competition across Group A. It does feel like, obviously, we mentioned Brazil before. Last year's champions absolutely flying, but yeah, Thailand, Egypt, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain in 5th and 6th as well. Just out of the points, just out of the hunt. So we will keep our eyes on Group B.
Yeah, I mean, Egypt's player Vantum, he's known in the online world. He's a very good player, but this is his first big event of this caliber. And he's taken the fight once again to Malaysia, who have guaranteed qualification, but not in the way they would have wanted. Mbappe is really going to have a good night's sleep tonight, because something went seriously wrong for him over the last 24 hours. Can't get hold of the ball at the moment against the Egyptian. Egypt are passing this ball around nicely.
Yeah, both nations right here really just playing for seeding for the best possible matchup in the playoffs, but anything is possible still with 2 rounds remaining. You'd think Malaysia, just on 10 points at the moment, would love least a draw here to split the points, or perhaps a win. Just give them a little bit of cushion.
Well, even a draw wouldn't be enough to overtake Egypt. So Malaysia, Mbappe, he has to turn this one around completely. So you can see why already Egypt are happy to slow things down. Don't necessarily need to push for this third goal before half-time. But I think Mbappe will be more than happy for the referee to give those 3 little toops on his whistle and take everyone in for their half-time oranges.
Yeah, half-time he's down, and it just feels like Mbappe's taken a little bit of a day off after day one, Cole. He was out of the gate swinging right up there with Brazil, but since then he's just struggled in day 2, perhaps already set on the playoffs.
Yeah, but if he can't overtake, if he can't win this game, then he is going to face Daniel in the quarterfinals. The repeat of last year's semi-final where Daniel was knocked out by the Malaysian. Maybe he's thinking, look, get rid of Daniel early because he's building up a head of steam.
Yeah, he looks bigger and better this year as well, Daniel. In all senses, on and off the pitch. He looks quite a bit older as well, more mature. Just 1 year between the FIFAe World Cup, and I think he's taken a lot from that experience. So he is sitting pretty in Group B, but someone who isn't is his counterpart or his opponent in this penultimate round in Japan, who they are right on the cusp there. It's just so much pressure on that playoff spot.
Yeah, it's not simple at all. Japan cannot rest on their laurels despite starting this game pretty well. Have to keep on fighting and keep on pushing. You can't take anything for granted when you're up against Daniel. And of course, there are big games all over the place at the moment in both Groups A and Group B. Group A is locked as far as I can see, but it's just a question of whether we can have Malaysia not finishing 4th. Mbappe 4th. Would you have seen that coming at the start of this?
Absolutely not. He's been a little bit mid-Mbappe for day 2, if you would, Cole. So, but I think he's saving himself for the playoffs. He knew he was right in the hunt. But as you said, just gives him a tough first-round matchup. We're going to see some absolute beauties in the playoffs if the seedings stay as they are.
Same as the console as well. You know, we've got Indonesia versus Brazil over in the console, so a huge one there. And here it's looking like it's going to be Malaysia versus India. We need to see Mbappe again.
Yeah, and we can see in another match, the Greece-Colombia, that is an absolutely huge battle. Currently sitting 5th and 6th, but only 1 and 2 points outside of that top 4, respectively. And right now, Greece 2-0 up. They're in the last spot at the moment of Group B. So if they win this, they can push right up. Japan could be knocked out of that top 4.
Whistles coming in up and down the world, and we are going to head. We're going to have a little substitution of our very own. Switch to a feature match of Turkey versus Morocco, and tense 0-0. Morocco currently, as we headed into this one, sitting in 2nd, but we know how quickly that can change, CJ.
Yeah, 2, 3, and 4 right now in Group B are all separated by goal difference. So you just see how close it is. Oh, in this group, and that's a stunning strike. Even better save off to the side, as you can see. We'll be keeping the ball here.
Morocco gained a point on Turkey in the last game round of a 0-0 draw against Colombia. Not what they would have wanted by any means, but it was at least enough to keep them in contention, and more importantly, maybe keep Colombia not locked outside of that top 4. And that's where all these players want to be. That is the first step. Make it through to the next day, because you don't really watching on from home.
This is the only matchup of the penultimate round that is scoreless, but maybe not for now. Here's Turkey with a chance. Oh, to tackle that. My goodness, that was a desperate attempt, and a red card is shown.
Yeah, Yassine, maybe he should have taken his medicine and potentially conceded the goal, because now he's going to spend the next, 35 minutes, is it? Against, or with 10 men, against the honoured one, who will be sensing blood for Turkey.
You could say it saved a goal, but it might not save the match. Down to 10 men.
I mean, you're a sportsman, CJ. What would you rather, have 40 minutes of 10 men, or just concede a goal and go from there?
Well, I'm not exactly. I'm more of an eFootball console player, but in terms of the mobile, it's going to be tough with 10 men, 40 minutes. Obviously, the games do go quick, but I think I'd take the 1-0 deficit at that point. It's just... that's assuming they did score. You know, there's every possible chance the keeper does save it, but he was right in on goal and ahead of the final defender.
Yeah, you got to back your goalkeeper as well in those situations. That's why they get paid the big bucks. The Petr Cechs and Buffons of this world seem to be the meta goalkeepers to pick. Either of those guys more than capable of blocking.
Be a bit old by now,
wouldn't they? One-on-one, and yet, mate, with the magic of computers, they can make it so that they're young again. Barely 40 are Cech and Buffon in this game as Platini stands over this free kick. Could this be insult to injury? It hits the wall. Going to fall for Nedved, who can't do anything with it. And Morocco, who made the finals last year. Yassine made sure that Tienes, who made that finals, didn't qualify. Tienes now here as a coach is going to have to give some serious soul-searching to his player.
It feels like there's such a priority right now for Morocco, down a man, to keep possession. Every single chance that Turkey get is going to look stronger and stronger with that extra player on the pitch for the remaining 30 minutes. Morocco at this point, Cole, you probably take the draw. Given,
I think you have to. I think that the biggest sense of light right now for Morocco is the fact that this is only game number 9. It's not number 10. If this was the final one, you had to go for broke, then you can see Turkey punishing them and getting 2 or 3 goals. As it is, Morocco, as you say, can try and hold out for a 0-0. It's still a long way to go to not concede a goal. That is something to hope for.
Yeah, it looks like as well that Morocco are just trying to hang on. This really little attack forming with just the 10 men. They are still keeping the ball in their attacking half. Here's Diego Forlan. Does he get a chance? Virgil van Dijk, as we see time and time again, with a fantastic defense. And now look at the counter-attack. Just probably the pass was a little too early there. That's a wasted chance.
Yeah, well read there by Saliba, but I'm still frustrated that pass came in. His player had a chance to get his head down and sprint, and I think would have made it through. But since going a man down, Morocco looked pretty good.
They nearly look better with a man down. It's almost freed them up. They're playing with a lot more aggression, knowing they've probably got nothing to lose. And we mentioned 40 minutes to go down 10. There's only 15 now, so they've done very well considering the situation that they found themselves in.
It does go fast. Forlan has the ball now for Morocco. Potentially sensing this could be the upset that they want. Turkey can't get a foot on the ball at the moment. Hullet turns, Hullet shoots! Saved at the near post, but Turkey have some thinking to do.
Here we are on the other side of things. It was Colombia getting a goal back. It's Greece still with 2. There's a nice cross in, and there's the goal. Goodness me, it is a goal-scoring fest. They can't break their deadlock over in Morocco, Turkey, but Greece, Colombia, it's a shootout.
Well, there is a change coming in right now before the corner. We've seen plenty of goals from corners in eFootball Mobile, so Turkey, despite being the man up, have to keep their concentration up all the way to the end. And we'll see what Yassine is going to throw. Would you go all out? Can you maybe sense 3 points to Morocco?
Well, yeah, we were mentioning perhaps a draw, but it doesn't look like that for Morocco. We can see Yassine just honestly creating more opportunities than the honoured one, than Turkey, ever since he did receive that red card. So I think he's really fancied himself here in the situation. They're really in the danger zone. They're in the firing line on 10 points. So I don't think a draw is enough, and I think you're seeing that from both sides right here, both nations.
He's also up against the honoured one for Turkey, a player that not too much is known about, you know, so he is maybe unsure how he's going to play this to go all-out attack. Does he defend? A lot to question there.
It looks like Saudi Arabia as well, with that match finishing up, have been knocked out. In 5th spot currently. There still is 1 round remaining, but they won't be able to make up the 4-point gap currently to Malaysia. So the home nation in the mobile for eFootball knocked out.
Plenty of target men right now for Morocco. All the formations have been set. The dice waiting to be rolled. As Alexis McAllister puts this one in. No Origi on the pitch to take it low to, unfortunately, but the error is underneath this ball. Can he get the ball to Colin? Yes, he can, but it didn't fall to him! Colin, my guy! Swing your foot!
He's got to hit it there. He just let the ball roll past him, Cole. It's unbelievable. What a chance it could have been.
Begging to be finished, but McAllister, he recycles. That's Collar again. He shoots, but he's offside. This time he rushes. Morocco can't believe the chance that's gone begging.
That first opportunity looked too good to be true. They can't make it the most of it, even though we do see Yassine down a man for the last 35 minutes.
You wouldn't know it.
You would not know it. He has been all over Turkey.
Well, keep on going as well. Morocco all the way to the end. Turkey, the honoured one. What have you got in this situation? Now you're the one who has to dig deep, because Morocco once again playing it around you. DeMarco tries to get past Stanisic but can't.
This could be the one last chance. Could perhaps Turkey pinch it after having relatively no attack since earning that 1-man advantage. Just 3 minutes remain. Perhaps one last chance for Turkey to steal this game. Openda looks for the pass down. Gravenberch, what can he do with it? Simons, one last crack perhaps. That's got to be it. And I tell you what, Morocco, you'd think they'd take the 0-0 victory. Oh, sorry, the 0-0 draw.
It feels like it.
It does feel like a victory down a man.
Yeah, I mean, the honoured one, he leans back in his chair, clearly frustrated, understandably so. But here we go. Last-minute winner for Greece. Greece just keep on pushing. Panaspor looks like he's stolen this one at the back post. 3-2. Group B belongs to Greece. 95th minute. That's the latest goal I've seen.
Look at the heart rate as well. He was nearing 150, and there it is, the final whistle. 3-2 Greece, keeping their hopes, dreams alive of the playoffs.
I mean, the man looks like a Greek statue. He is a stunner in every single way. And he has already, whatever happens here, done his nation proud. Greece were bottom going into this one by just a point. It was so close. But that goal, what does it change?
What a spicy matchup that sets up for round 10. Greece versus Morocco. They'll be both right on the cusp of the playoffs. He doesn't look like a man you want to be facing.
Greece and India as well. They're sharing a joke, sharing a laugh. India would have seen that coming in. All these players know each other. They know all the permutations, and they will know better than we do, frankly, what that does to these standings.
Incredible penultimate round here at the FIFAe World Cup. And that Group B has not got any less tight.
Yeah, we're looking at it like, okay, does that make it clear what's going to happen now? No chance. We've got no clue. So good luck to our admins. Well, I'm not one of those. Shout out Alex, who was here commentating with us last year. This year he's chosen to be an admin because he wants to be right there on the firing line of all this chaos and drama, and this is what that guy lives for.
He has definitely got his work cut out for him. Look at this, from 3rd to 6th, there's 2 points separating the nations. Even at 2nd, Japan in 13, a huge win for them in that round 9, but Colombia, that could have been the one that got away to get that extra point, put them even closer. Greece give themselves every chance now. It is win and in.
Yeah, I mean, Panaspol is turning into the story of this entire event representing Greece. And that goal encapsulates everything he has brought. Remember, he was a goal away, I believe, from forcing a golden goal, forcing a tiebreaker in the console qualifiers. Couldn't quite make it. Milos is here to speak to Panaspol, and I cannot wait to hear what he says.
Honestly, incredible performance. Panos, thank you so much for joining us here now. What was it like to try to get that score and actually get the 3-2 for the victory?
Δεν με ενδιαφέρει καθόλου αυτή τη στιγμή το πώς είναι η βαθμολογία, ούτε το ότι ίσως μπορεί να κρίνονται όλα στο τελευταίο αγώνα. Το μόνο που με ενδιαφέρει είναι να παραμείνω συγκεντρωμένος όπως είμαι τώρα και να πάρω τον αγώνα.
Panos says he doesn't really pay attention to the league rankings right now. His main focus in the last game, and the win is what matters for him. He doesn't really pay too much attention on the points.
I mean, points-wise, of course, you do tie up with Morocco in this case. That's a conversation to be solved in the next game. But when you're in such a stressful moment, a stressful situation, 2-2, you score in the 94th. How do you keep your focus up throughout such a close match?
Σε αυτό το επίπεδο δεν υπάρχει περιθώριο. Πρέπει να κρατήσεις τη συγκέντρωσή σου ό,τι και αν γίνει στο παιχνίδι. Πιστεύω ότι το κατάφερα και είμαι έτοιμος να το ξανακάνω στον τελευταίο αγώνα και να πάρω την πρόκριση.
At this level of competition, you have to be focused in every single minute. You can't let your mind take away, not even a second. We saw that in the game as well, even with 2-2. He tried to stay focused, he was stay focused, and he got the win at the end.
And it was a great win, a great game. Thank you very much, Panaspol. Thank you so much for helping us with the translation. There it is, a wonderful score at the 94th minute to bring Greece forward. It is insanity in Group B. Back to the studio.
Insanity is the perfect word. What are we seeing? 3 teams locked on 11 points. Morocco, Turkey and Greece. Have we ever seen this before, Chris?
Oh, I mean, this has really gone down to the wire, hasn't it? Like, to be this close as well, so many teams on the same points, and then so many of them to be playing up against each other as well. I mean, there's still 4 teams that could not go through here. That's the thing. India, clear, obviously absolutely fine. Japan, I think, in our minds are through. I think mathematically as well, but I would never trust me and Rachel on that. But, you know, but I think we're pretty safe with Japan through as well. So there is 2 spots remaining, and all 4 of those teams could still take those 2 spots.
Yeah, Colombia, Alia, they're sitting at the bottom, but on 9 points. So a victory over Japan, that's who they're playing next, could really rip up this script.
I mean, it's absolutely mental how much it has come down to the wire. Earlier on in console, you had 2 teams that couldn't go through. We're talking about 4 here. And coming off Japan as well, they started 6th today, up to 4th, giving India their first loss of the day, and now they're sitting 2nd in the group. That is a phenomenal turnaround.
It is indeed. Brazil, they keep rolling forward though, keep getting the wins, don't they, in Group A. 2-0 over Saudi Arabia, Thailand the same scoreline over Bahrain, Egypt 2-1 victors over Malaysia. Big win there. Group B, 0-0 Morocco, Turkey, Japan Like Alia just said, getting that first victory over India. That means India's first loss out of 2 days of competition. Greece then snatching the win off of Colombia in the 94th minute. That's how you cause an upset.
We just love the drama, don't we? We absolutely love it. A 94th minute winner. Incredible work.
So Group A, unfortunately, with one round still to play, it is concluded.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, they won't be going through to the knockouts, but the teams you will be seeing, change of order possibly, Brazil, Thailand, Egypt and Malaysia.
And Thailand and Egypt, I believe, playing up against each other as well, so that's pretty much a game for well, it is a game for second place. I think outside of if Brazil go on to lose in their game, but the way that they've been playing, I think they'll be absolutely fine. So that's a really nice matchup. But sadly, Group A, we're probably not going to be concentrating on you yet.
Should we just tease you all with Group B? Come on, show us it. It's exciting. We love to see this.
Oh, wow.
This is what we were talking about. India, okay, they're safe. 18 points, lovely, seeing them go through. No one can beat them now. So they're going to be table toppers. It's exactly what Daniel wanted. Japan, 13 points. You think they're safe, but wait a minute. Look who's behind them, all on 11 points. Morocco, Turkey, Greece, and then Colombia on 9 points. So Colombia, will they face in their last match, will they face India? Japan face Turkey, and Greece face Morocco. So there's so many permutations here.
Massive amount of permutations.
Do you know what we're looking for? Can you enlighten us? Are you admin up here for me?
You've really thrown me under the bus here now. Look, I think realistically for the game with Greece and Morocco, whoever wins, I believe would go through. That would put either one of them on 14. Doesn't really matter what Japan does in that sense. But then if Turkey going to be... Oh, honestly.
Stop talking, Chris. Okay.
You know what? We're going to see what happens, okay? And then when someone brings the table up on my screen, I'll tell you who's gone through.
I mean, that's just a table we absolutely love to see, though. 3 teams locked on 11 points. It's exactly what we're after here. Exactly what eFootball is all about. Exactly what eFootball Mobile is all about. It's fast, it's frenetic, it's frantic, it's furious. My heart rate's going up. Have I got a heart rate monitor on? No, I haven't. Someone should get one on me because I don't know what's going to happen here. Who have you had the heart rate on, though,
Well,
Chris?
it says game 2 because I think that's how late the game goal was coming through.
94 minutes.
From Panos. I mean, that is just... I mean, you see the spike coming through. I mean, he seems a pretty calm guy for the most part. You can see there was a little bit of a stressful moment throughout the latter stages of the game. But yeah, that's going to be a killer as well for the other side in Colombia. It was a hell of a celebration. What I will say is, like, some of these players, like how passionate he is. I mean, the Greek people are a very, very passionate bunch, and to see how much he's celebrating that moment, it means so much to these players. And then on the other side of the coin, a similar story, right? It spikes up really at the wrong time from Camille. That's just a really, really big sting, considering where he was. If he drew that game, maybe you're in a bit of you're in a much better spot. You're pretty much tied up with everybody, and then we're going into the last game, pretty much in the same situation, but he has a chance still.
I'm looking at Panos Ball as well. He's just down here next to us. I'm going, has he calmed down after that one? Because he needs to lower his heart rate because it's a massive matchup for Alia against Morocco. And you know, you've been a competitive player. How difficult is it just to get your heart rate down and relax after a massive win in the 94th minute like that?
I mean, for me personally, I struggle with calming my heart rate. I mean, we climb up the stairs here and my heart rate shoots to 150. But just on Panos as well, he was competing in console last year. He's come back this year to play on mobile, and he actually says in his interviews, I am going to become the world champion. And he's so close. I would love to see it happen. I just think it's so tight in Group B. I cannot wait for the matches to start.
That's such a different skill, though, isn't it, as well? Console to mobile.
Massively different, but as well, I think as a very average gamer, I'm very average at lots of games. So I think it kind of does carry over in a certain sense that you see so many players who are console players on certain games will be really good at a mouse and keyboard game. Like, you know, it does translate. If you're a gamer, you're a gamer, and that's just how it works.
Well, apparently, if you're a gamer, you're a gamer. Okay, Panos, are you listening to that? You're a gamer, you can be world champion one day. That is your aim. We've heard Alia told us. And it's your time now to see if you can get to the knockouts. This is our final round of matches. Round 10 for mobile. And this is our big one. Greece are taking on Morocco. It is a must-win game. I know I've said this before, but this one is a must-win.
I don't even want to confuse my brain on what happens if this is a draw. but you then invite that pressure to come in from teams like Colombia. Japan are obviously there as well. You got
Turkey are there as well.
Honestly, a win is a lot safer, don't get me wrong, but if draw comes into it, it's not the end of their story. We'll have to wait and see, but I think a win pretty much takes it in your own hands, right?
Alia, what are you telling yourself right now if you are Greece or if you are Morocco?
They're right next to each other as well. But
I mean, I think, my brain would be all over the place because you know how much pressure there is. In Greece, they are -2 on goal difference, so they can't just take 3 points. They need to try and score as many goals as possible to guarantee it. So like Chris said, all the games, they all could get their wins, but it comes down to so many other things.
Alia wants to see a goal fest. Love it. Absolutely love it. Final round of matchups in the group stages. Lots of goals in our feature matchup. Greece versus Morocco would be ideal to end the day on a high. Who is going to go through there? Will it be Greece, Morocco, Colombia, Japan, Turkey? I don't know. Maybe our commentary team of CJ and Wes can tell us more. Guys, are you ready for this?
Rachel, appreciate that, mate. But wait a minute, I'm not CJ, I'm Cole, but I am here with Wes. And lots to happen over the next in-game 90 minutes, Wes.
Every goal matters. It is win and you're in. It is that simple in the last game of mobile here at the FIFAe World Cup.
History reaches out its hand. Who will be brave enough to take it? Because for Greece, Panaspor, we've said so much about his qualification story, but Morocco aren't easy to beat! And there they are, straight away!
What a start for Morocco! They have took aim and they have fired themselves in front so early on, and that is the first big goal that we have in this final round of fixtures, because every goal matters. I'm sure you're going to break us into, Cole, exactly what that means already and what we're really looking out for. I know the guys were less than they were struggling in the studio. We've tried to make a little bit more sense of it. That's massive for Morocco because that fires them onto 14 points.
Yes, huge, absolutely, especially with Japan already taking the lead. Sorry, no, they've not. I've jumped ahead of myself. I'm watching the wrong game now. There's too much going on, especially Japan don't have yet a lead. That puts Morocco over the top of Japan. And Yassim was saying that he's dreamed of this since childhood. He wants to ensure that he is in that top 4. But what we know from Greece is that Panaspor doesn't give up.
No, he certainly doesn't. He's got the ball there. Iniesta into the box, looking for a header of Ronaldo. It's cleared away, and Vieira heads it forward for Morocco. It's flicked away by Ronaldinho. Morocco can now take their opportunity in marching forward. It's blocked away by Ruben Diaz. Vitinha with Greece trying to advance forward and restore parity, but they're blocked off at the first attempt, and back it goes.
Yeah, this is decent play from Morocco. They're okay with just steadying the ship for a little while after taking that early goal. Not too afraid to go defensive. Actually, Morocco currently fully defensive, so not wasting any opportunities, not giving anything to Panaspor.
Yeah, there's a lot of action elsewhere, which will bring you up to speed for shortly, but at the moment, our eyes are fixed, locked on to Morocco's lead here against Greece. Is Vieira. It's blocked off by his own clone in Patrick Vieira for Greece. It's Bebeto out wide to Vitinha. Greece, can they find a passing field? They've found it to Bebeto. Bebeto trying to wriggle free, and Panaspor just couldn't quite get there. You can see already Morocco employing that all-out defensive strategy. They're looking to just contain this game because they know 1-0 would be enough momentarily, providing results go their way.
But that was poor, though. That was pretty poor, running that ball out of play when Greece are going to be sniffing for an opportunity. You mentioned other goals, and it's actually Colombia that have taken the lead against India. A bit of a shock potentially panning out here, so well done to Colombia.
Yeah, it was well worked as we cut to Malaysia versus Brazil, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo finding a brilliant pass, finding that shot in, and Egypt and Thailand, and ricocheted very kindly off the goalkeeper. Daniel has an equaliser too from India as Zico makes it 1-1. So all being told, goals and decisions and results and fixtures are all going in every single direction.
Yeah, Daniel focusing on Zico as his striker, and he's been incredibly affected. Japan versus Turkey. Turkey shoots, but it's not quite in, and we're going to have
absolutely nothing in the way of extra time in this first game. And Soshin just puts his hands together and takes a second for some contemplation. Maybe trying to make sure that he is as calm as he can be in this situation.
Yeah, meanwhile, Colombia looking to charge forward here. It's at the feet of Paul Scholes. It's in towards Vieri!
Colombia take the lead again. Feeling pretty good about himself now, the Colombian. It's a long way back into this group. The first thing Colombia have to do is score. From there, you need a little bit of luck. But if you beat your opponent like this, then you're going to be able to take it.
Well, bad news for them in the game that they are looking at to help them out. Looks as though we've got Turkey that have taken the lead against Japan. As we cut back to our featured game, Greece-Morocco. Morocco still with that slender 1-0 lead, but they look to be in control as they look to just close out this first half. Will they close it out with a bang, or will they just play conservative? I don't think it's in their mindset to be conservative, as Diego Forlan now has it in Greece's territory as Hullet looks to dance his way into the box. It's a ball towards the back post. It's taken to the hands of the Greece goalkeeper, Petacek.
Yeah, Petacek had to rise high there at the near post because that one was going to be going over his head. You can see at the bottom that Morocco are no longer playing ultra defensively, so looking to maybe try and double their lead slowly but surely. No time to defend for an hour and a half. Not the way that Greece are playing, and they are coming forward again. Is Iniesta? Does he have a pass in front of him? There's runners. Well, it's one of them. It's Bebeto towards Cruyff, who tries to take it first time. Iniesta takes the touch. There's Bebeto! Just wide. Buffon celebrates, but I'm not sure he had it covered.
What a chance. Beautiful composure to find that pass. Just snatched at the shot early, and it goes wide of the post. And Morocco will be very thankful that that rush of blood to Panaspal's head did not result in a goal for Greece.
Yeah, Panaspal had to have a couple of attempts at that shot, and in the end, he just couldn't steer it on target. Daniel is comfortable in Group B, so it's understandable that he'd be playing poorly in his final game, but you still want to be going into the playoffs with the back of some momentum. We saw what happened last time around. Daniel was imperious in the group stages, then went out in the knockouts in the semi-finals. Here he is now, Eden Hazard shooting chance, and I thought 100% it was going to go in, but it seems that the Colombian has done his homework, because that bent ball to the far post is exactly the sort of shot Daniel likes.
Yeah, it's just manually moving your defender into position, and just instead of throwing in a challenge, you just throw in a block instead. You just stand there and allow the ball to hit your player. And it just ricocheted kindly for him on that occasion. Of course, we've seen plenty of ricochets that end up actually at the feet of your opponent, so it's not quite a tactic I would be employing kind of all the time,
yeah,
but it can be its own effect.
Yeah, I mean, when you know what Daniel's going to do, it gives you the opportunity, it gives you the upper hand in attempting to block it, and Camilo G certainly made the most of his upper hand right there to get to half-time 1 goal up. I'd love to tell you what this means as it stands. I cannot, but what I can say is that Colombia have to win their game and need other results to go their way.
Well, I think the beauty of what the admins are doing here is that they're allowing everybody to get to 45. So that way then everybody starts at the same time.
Oh, is that what's happening?
I feel like that's what the admins have done.
That is clever.
And credit to them, because it just allows us to get it all going all at the same time. And then we're able to get ourselves all back underway.
Oh man, this is beautiful. What we can see in front of us is just a sea of yellow background turning into green pitch. And we are staring at the most handsome pitch in town. It's the Greek one against Morocco. Greece need to get this goal back.
They certainly do. As we mentioned those scores already, Turkey are still 1-0 up against Japan. Brazil 1-0 up against Malaysia. Colombia still 2-1 up against India, but this is the one that we're looking at here as Morocco look to burst forward here. Can they make it a second? It's Pele. The edge of the box in towards Ronaldinho, blocked away by Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, lovely attack there from Morocco. I thought that the net was about to ripple. Xabi Alonso has this one in the middle. Pele again. It's Morocco starting off better in the second half. Vieira gets his feet on the ball and is more than happy to... You look frustrated. You're not a fan of that?
No, it's more so putting my hands out to go, that's what I expect. Because again, in this situation, when it's win and in, you're going to do it at all costs. It's not going to be pretty, but it's effective. And that's what Morocco are thinking here. But the problem is they've given the ball away here. Is Vitinha looking to get it through the lines. But Kieran Trippier, not a player that's widely selected. No. But we see him here for, obviously, set-piece delivery and crossing ability. But it's at Morocco that have recovered it midfield.
Yeah, proving effective there, Kieran Trippier. Morocco do have the ball again. Happy to slow this one down for now in our feature game. It's not a million miles per hour, and it does seem that Morocco, Yassine is not going to be tempted out of his shell. What can the Greek man do to tempt him out? He has to do something to prod at him.
Yeah, the issue is that he's giving the ball away deep in territory. Hulic squares it across, it's cleared away. But it's all about quality of possession and what you can do with it. And again, just giving that ball away, so many seconds tick off of that clock the minute the ball gets played backwards. As he's now gone all-out attack here, as Panaspor at the bottom of your screen. Meanwhile, Morocco have resorted to a little bit of defensive work, and they're allowing themselves just to be pressurised. It seems to be they very happy to live in that pressure.
Yassine is 15 in-game minutes away from following in the footsteps of Coach Tienes. If he can win this game, he goes through to the playoffs. Does he have a free kick here? No, he doesn't. It's Greece that have it instead. It's Chiellini. Is there a ball above him? Here it is. Ronaldo finds for Beto. It has to be in! There it is!
Now we are talking. It is going to be a grandstand finish in Group B. Panaspor and Greece have their equaliser. And if your attention is thinking about other games, of course, Japan have an equaliser against Turkey. So, again, what does that mean, Cole? I'm not quite sure. But we've got goals going in left, right and centre.
Yeah, it's going to go right to the very end. Incredible scenes here at eFootball Mobile. This was the ball through from Ronaldo. The finish still had work to do. And Panaspor's reaction, unlike much we've seen, Cafu, meanwhile, had it for Japan and put it into the bottom corner against Turkey. Everyone equalising against everyone. Let's have one more way.
There's Daniel in towards Kilik, so it's a stumble in the box. He gets a bit of fortune, prods it home, and that's 2-2, which puts Colombia in a bit of trouble. Meanwhile, we cut across to Bahrain, who hit the post. It's bounced back to Zico against the host, and Zico scores!
Lovely finish there from Bahrain. Both those teams out, but it still matters for national pride and more. Look at that finish there from Panaspor.
And Thailand 2-1 up against Egypt here as well. Of course, that's more so in Group A. That's more so for placement in terms of where they are going to finish. It looks as though Thailand are going to try and solidify second place. Of course, Egypt in third. So, of course, winner there takes that second spot just behind Brazil.
Thailand trying to make up for their poor performance in the console here on mobile. Those console players will be rooting for their mobile representative and hoping that Chomkata can do what they can't. Well, he's already gone through to the playoffs, hoping that he can go even further.
Yeah, he certainly will be, Chomkata. It just seems to be that kind of that sleeper hit that's just started to creep into the minds of some of the players here as Heung-min Son gives it to Pele. Pele with a strike, and Egypt have an equaliser.
Lovely finish, lovely touch, turn, bang. Never in doubt there. And Egypt improving as the tournament goes on.
Yeah, at the moment, though, that's still... For them to get into the second place in Group A, they'll need a victory. Meanwhile, we're over to Japan versus Turkey. Of course, this has got massive ramifications in Group B. It's Japan who now have the ball moving forward. It's Gattuso across to Del Piero, but it's ran a little bit too wide for the Italian as Japan break into it. And now we are back with our featured game here. Greece versus Morocco. Substitutions already here.
For anyone who's wanted to keep an eye on this game, don't worry, you've not missed a minute. The players have been making substitutions and we've gone straight back into Morocco-Greece. Will either of these players dare claim the winner? It seems that Panaspor is happy with the 1-1. He's gone ultra-defensive. Morocco stay neutral. Morocco have the ball. They put the ball in. Hullett almost gets his head on the ball and Diaz clears.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether, obviously, they might have an idea of the table more than we do, but the idea is to keep it locked at the back.
Trippier doesn't want that to happen. He pumps it forward. Hullett again is getting way too much of the ball. Arda Güler. There's Ronaldinho. Gets the ball forward and the shot comes in, but it's saved by Cech.
Yeah, it's a great save by Petr Cech as the ball's cleared forward, and there goes the final whistle. So that's Greece versus Morocco. Finishes 1-1. Daniel has made it a 3-2 lead against Colombia. So Colombia look all at sea. As we can see in the multi-camera view we have here, all of these players are looking all around. As we can see, the celebration from Greece as they're looking towards all of these other games as Colombia look to try forward.
I've got a feeling that Colombia have to at least get a point here against India, or else it is Greece that are through, and that is probably why we saw Panaspor hold out for the draw. Colombia now have the attack. It's cleared for now. It's Kokchu. What can he do with it? He puts it in. It's blocked from Daniel. Daniel, he could be the heroes of other nations.
Well, we might find that out shortly. Colombia, there goes the final whistle, 3-2, but a vital goal has gone in elsewhere. We'll cut to, I'm sure, let that game, because that game's in a pause between Japan and Turkey as we come over onto Egypt versus Thailand. This is currently set at 2-2 between these two nations. Will Egypt look to go for the winner? They're certainly looking like they're attacking at will as Hazard plays it to Pirlo, and it's into the defence of Thailand as time ticks down.
Egypt have to get this win if they are to go over Thailand into second in the group. At the moment, it belongs to Thailand, and it is them that have this attacking chance. Vieira sweeps it up. Egypt need to get hold of this ball. We've seen such good work from the Egyptian player. And now he gets the ball forward to Ruud Gullit. Can he break through Pastanali? He tries to, but Dumfries just about gets in there.
He does indeed. Dumfries quicker in the foot race there as Heung-min Son goes in with a very heavy challenge.
Striker's challenge.
Very much a striker's challenge at that top end of the field. Trying to urgently get that ball back. But it will go for a free kick here to Thailand in these closing stages. You can see the heart rates on these two players.
Oh, yeah.
Thailand topping out 170, Egypt at 152.
Yeah, John Carter and Bantam can hardly say they're ice kings right now, but they'll be happy enough making it through, even with some trouble if they can.
Yeah, there certainly will. There's not long left here between Egypt and Thailand. Pirlo to Hazard to Gullit. Egypt, have they got one more shot at it? They haven't. It's been cleared away. There's still 1 more minute. Will they go for broke it? Pirlo into Pele. Pele has a play around the corner. It's Ruud Gullit. There's an opportunity here to get the ball into the box.
Now.
Take a shot.
It's got to be now. Gullit takes his shot. It's going to fall into the edge of the box. Is the pass there? No, it wasn't there. That was the wrong ball. And Thailand survived for second in their group.
Now, working out the maths, Turkey are in the lead. And it might just be, if I'm working that out correctly, Cole, they'll go above Greece and Morocco, which means that it'll be Morocco that are out, maybe. But we'll wait for confirmation, we'll wait for the boffins, we'll wait for Chris Dunn, because he wants to tell everybody who's in and who's out.
Well, let's see if Turkey can finish this win off first. They're doing the right thing, holding on to the ball. Japan can't get hold of it. Soshan can't get hold of it. Is he able to? Another chance here on the edge of the box. This would seal it! And it does! And Turkey rise. They take the plaudits. They've taken 1 more win.
That is 1 small step towards qualification and 1 giant dent in the hopes of Japan. It's just going to dent that confidence going into the latter stages. And of course, it might just turn around exactly where these teams finish, because actually I think they might leapfrog Japan with this result.
Yeah, because Japan would lose a point while they would gain 2. I think so.
Mental math is wonderful. It's
I
wonderful.
think so, and I cannot wait to hear what all of this means. But it is clear that Turkey, I mean, Japan are making substitutions. Realistically, is there much point? It seems over to me.
I think it might just be over. I think that might be the final, although looks to be maybe...
Honoured One's happy. He's kissing the camera. He's confident enough. His coach.
Well, it's a 3-1 victory going into injury time. So, again, that's the way that mobile runs and the way that mobile works. As we're not quite sure what's happened here. We'll wait for clarification.
Yeah. Of course, the main thing is that all the players are happy and all the players believe that everything that has happened has been fair and within the spirit of the game. Not to say that the Honoured One has done something not in the spirit of the game, but just that everything is working as it is. Panaspal can only watch on. It's agonising for him. He's done everything he can. What a story for him. But
I was going to say, it's what a story for these nations, because it's been an incredible group stage throughout this in group, because everybody's been beating everybody, and that's why it's led to this kind of almost grand finale within a group stage goal.
And how painful is this when you're that close to making it and you can't do anything yourself?
Well, once upon a time, I lost out in qualifying through a group stage thanks to a last-minute winner. It kills you. It's awful.
Against you or in another game?
Against me. So I was qualifying through a group stage, and I lost with the last kick of a game. But I instinctively got up and did the almost anti-gamer thing. I got up and shook the guy's hand.
Yeah.
Don't think I'd see that here, at least not in the throes of battle, as it were.
No, I think what I'd do would be like, I'd be more like Simon from popular UK TV show, who goes into his house, smiles at his mum, goes into his room, sits on his bed, and then immediately starts crying out of nowhere. That'd be the technique I'd choose. So you were much better than me.
That might have been my technique. But again, even this as well, though, is that, of course, it's a wait and to find out what is going to happen from here. And such is the tension that probably fills this room. Not only does it feed through us, I'm sure it'll be feeding through all of these players, because, of course, anybody in Group B will be waiting for this result. They'll be waiting to find out exactly how this finishes, because, of course, if it finishes with Turkey, and if they do end up winning against Japan, it bumps them up to second, Japan into third, Greece into fourth, and then it will be Morocco into fifth.
Yeah, painful watching for Morocco right now. It seemed that Yassine had done enough to make himself survive in this group, but not quite to be. Group A, though, is a bit more comfortable at least.
Yeah, Group A, all games are in, so your top 4 in Group A is Brazil, Thailand, Egypt, and Malaysia. So if you've worked it out at home already, because Group B was solidified with Daniel at the top of Group B, you'll end up with Mbappe versus Daniel in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
They may have just said GG's. Soshan has gone up to his opponent and he's shaken his hand. I'm not sure if that's just saying, you know, I'm feeling this too, or if that's him saying it's all done.
I think that's a declaration, as it were.
Well,
I think that might just
respect. He knows that there's 2 goals difference. You're in the 92nd minute. It's not going to happen. You can play it out. You can just say, look, let's just call this. Let's put all these players out of their misery. Let's give some celebrations for the survivors.
Look at the smile on Panosball's face and Lasse the Greek. They are absolutely delighted. And there goes the confirmation. That result does stand and it is in. Turkey win against Japan by 3-1, and that drives them up the table into second place in Group B.
Sadly for Morocco and Yassine, they are going out on goal difference. You cannot get any closer, but where they fall, where they fail, it is Greece who complete the unexpected story, making it to our playoffs. Panosball, congratulations and jubilations between Japan and Brazil.
Yeah, again, in terms of their aspirations, that's a massive one for those 2 nations. Japan saw themselves through just about, and that means it will be, by my reckoning, it'll be Brazil versus Greece, and it will be Japan versus Thailand going into the quarters. So that, again, if we thought console was going to be something fierce, Mobile, as you can tell, is almost the chaos merchant that it appears to be. Is that goals go in as quick as you like. And over to the guys on the floor.
Panosball, this is your moment. You've only gone and done it. Talk me through the adrenaline you're feeling right now, eagerly awaiting that Japan result.
Βάζουμε τα συναισθήματά σου τώρα, πώς είναι αδρεναλίνα σου μετά από αυτό το παιχνίδι.
Για να είμαι ειλικρινής, δεν το έχω συνειδητοποιήσει ακόμα ακριβώς. Εντάξει, είναι σίγουρα το μεγαλύτερο επίτευγμα της ζωής μου. Είναι απίστευτη χαρά, απίστευτος ο ενθουσιασμός. Ήξερα ότι θα τα καταφέρω, αρκεί να έβρισκα τον εαυτό μου, το βρήκα. Το είχα πει σε όλους πριν αρχίσουμε ότι θα τα καταφέρω. Και είμαι πάρα πολύ χαρούμενος και ανυπόμονο να πάμε πίσω απλά με την ομάδα μου και να πανηγυρίσουμε.
He doesn't really know what to say right now. He's so happy. This is by far the biggest esports career that he has achieved, the biggest achievement. He really believed in himself throughout this journey. He knew it was very difficult to get here, and you know, hard work pays off. He never stopped dreaming. He never stopped believing in himself and his abilities, and he has that winning mentality. And yes.
And how about from your perspective, being here behind him, coaching him, supporting him through this entire process? What's it been like? Obviously, there's been ups, there's been downs, but from your perspective, how's this whole experience been?
Yeah, it's amazing, honestly. I mean, people that know us, myself and Panosball, we're actually a 2v2 duo as well. We were champions of Greece. We were so close to get here for the console category, but this guy is unbelievable. What he did is absolutely amazing. He managed to lift our nation, qualify for the mobile. I'm super proud of Panos. Always have been and always will be. And yeah, we're just very excited for the next day.
And who was it that did the quick maths to figure out who you needed to win, what kind of result you needed? Who was it that worked out behind the scenes?
I think that would be our team manager, Alex at the back, Alex Tamatelos, our team manager. Yeah, he did the quick maths. I kind of knew as well we qualified, but obviously I didn't want to raise I didn't want to let Panos know. But yeah, it was a great feeling.
And now what's next for you? Heading into playoffs, who do you think your biggest competition is going to be?
Εννοείται ότι παρόλο που είμαι χαρούμενος, θα γυρίσω σπίτι, θα πανηγυρίσουμε και αμέσως μετά θα κάτσω να συγκεντρωθώ και να δω πώς θα μπορέσω να κερδίσω το παγκόσμιο κύπελλο.
Day 2 is complete. We want to return to the hotel, have a good rest, analyze the games, and he did say that he wants to see what he's going to have to do in the next days in order to be crowned champion.
And my final question for you, what do you want to say to the family at home that are watching, to the fans that are watching right now that are supporting your journey?
Συγκινούμε μόνο που σκέφτομαι ότι είναι σπίτι τώρα και βλέπουν τη μεγαλύτερη επιτυχία μου και θέλω να τους ευχαριστήσω πάρα πολύ από την ψυχή μου που μου στάθηκαν δίπλα μου όλα αυτά τα χρόνια που έκανε την προσπάθεια να φτάσω σε αυτό το επίπεδο και όχι μόνο τους ανθρώπους τους δικούς μου αλλά και φίλους και τον Λάζαρο και τον Αλέξανδρο και όλη την ομάδα, την ομοσπονδία μου που με στηρίζει και θα κάνω τα πάντα για να τους κάνω περήφανους, ακόμη πιο πολύ περήφανους.
He's very emotional. He wants to send his big hello to his family back in Greece, family, friends, everyone who has supported us throughout the journey, the team here, our federation that supported us to the day one, the federation, VGL, everyone, honestly, everyone.
Well, I'm wishing you guys the very best of luck as we start to enter the playoffs. For my darling desk, help me break that one down, because honestly, the storylines write themselves.
Thanks, Rusty. I think we were as stressed out as Panospor was there waiting to see if he was going through to the knockout stages, but then heartbreaking scenes as well for the two teams missing out today, Colombia and Morocco, because it came down to that last fixture and that's as close as you get to continuing in the competition, Chris.
And that's the thing that I really do love about mobile. I love the 2v2 competition in console, but to see these guys on their own, you are there completely, yes, okay, you got the staff behind you, but really it is a lonely environment. And to see the emotion that comes out of these guys, I mean, Panos from Greece, that's half the reason I love esports, to see how much it means to him, but then also from Morocco, like, it's absolutely devastating at the final moment. One more goal would have seen you through. Hell of a day, hell of a day.
And we can say earlier, can't we, you're the top 12 in the world still, but right now, that doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. I think the most important thing is to get through to the knockouts. And speaking on the emotions as well, all Greece needed was a draw, and that's put them through. And when they scored the equalizer, Panos actually got up and screamed in Morocco's face, and that's how much it means to these players.
Yeah, and you can just see, end of the day, they're all saying well done and good luck if you're continuing in the competition as well, because they do become good friends as well when they spend a lot of time together at these tournaments, at these championships, as we just see the final match highlights sponsored by Axe to round out all the group matches from both console earlier and mobile this afternoon. I guess for me, there's a couple of storylines to unpick. We just saw India there continuing that domination, 21 points. I mean, what a score. Only one loss out of the entire 2 days.
Yeah, and what was important, I think, as well, is that neither him or Juninho on Brazilian side in Group A went undefeated. Both of them lost games. So I love that when we're going into a knockout, where we don't have anybody who doesn't bleed, right? Everybody has a problem that the opposition could potentially come and do something up against them.
Yeah, well, this is just a conclusion of round 10 here in terms of results. Group A, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, one apiece there. Brazil, Malaysia, both teams going through. 2-0 victory for Brazil. Egypt, Thailand, 2-2 in that matchup, both also going through. Group B, that was where all the eyes were focused, weren't they? Japan, Turkey, Turkey 3-1 victor, meaning they go through. Greece, Morocco ended in a draw. Means Greece go through, Morocco go home, and then Colombia just losing out in those final moments to India, meaning Colombia go home, India safely through at the top.
And Colombia was ahead at one stage. He was 2-1 up in that game, and that really would have hurt the admin's head, I tell you what, if that had ended up coming into the permutations.
Okay, well, this is just concluding the standings in Group A, the two teams going home. At the bottom of the table there, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. The other top four all move through to tomorrow. Exactly the same in Group B. Top four go through. Table toppers India, Turkey, Japan, Greece. We unfortunately say goodbye to Morocco and Colombia. I want to stay on Group B as well quickly and just look at the transformation as well. Turkey 5th at the beginning of the day, jumped to 2nd. Japan bottom, jumped to 3rd.
Incredible.
What did we see?
A day where everyone was... You didn't know what the result was going to be in every single game. I mean, just to put it in perspective, if Colombia had held on up against Daniel, we would have had a 3-way tie, 4th, 5th, 6th. So again, like those kind of moments are what define these tournaments. So you're through to the knockout, but it's just tiny moments here and there. Incredible day.
Expect the unexpected, I think, is a take-home message, Alia.
Yeah, I mean, going off that, expect the unexpected. I don't think we expected Malaysia to lose 4 of their 5 games today. The fact that they're going into tomorrow at 4th place, they're going to come up against India, against Daniel. I don't think Mbappe wants that as his quarter-final game, but I just can't believe it.
In the same breath, I don't know if Daniel would want that either. He's one of the only people who's actually managed to beat Daniel. You don't, for all that Daniel won his group and he will go up, obviously up against Mbappe. It's not the first game you would have wanted either.
But for Daniel as well, he's openly said it, he starts slowly. So Mbappe's maybe not the person he'd want to go up against first.
No, I think we're going to see a lot of upsets tomorrow with the way the matches are going to line up. You've got Malaysia against India, Brazil against Greece. The amount of passion from Panos at the moment, we could potentially see a huge upset there as well. I genuinely am so excited for how tomorrow's going to go.
Me too. All smiles though for 8 nations, 8 individual players in the mobile side of things. But of course, we did say goodbye to 4 nations. One of those was Bahrain, who actually caught up with CJ.
I'm here with Nighty Mighty from Bahrain. Obviously not the results you wanted in the tournament, but I mean, just talk us through the last 2 days.
I mean, it was a tough competition, of course. I had a lot of teams that are very competitive, and it was my first competition, so I'm really happy with the results. And I'm looking forward in the future, in the next competition, to show Bahrain the true colors of Bahrain.
There was a lot spoken about your huge improvement through the qualifiers as well. What have you taken from the FIFAe World Cup that you can, I guess, take into next year?
So, of course, I've played against one of the top teams in the world. So, my main focus is to take advice from them. Basically, I just want to learn more of the game so that in the next years, I might be the winner.
And it must be pretty special to be able to represent your nation.
Yes, of course, it's an honor to represent Bahrain, of course. That's the first goal, always represent Bahrain.
And just lastly, I'm sure you have friends, family supporting, watching from home. Is there anything you'd like to say to them? The floor is yours.
I'm really sorry about the results, but inshallah, you're going to see a lot in the future.
Perfect. Well, congratulations. We hope to see you next year. Cheers.
I mean, definitely shouldn't say sorry. He got to the World Finals there, and like he said, it put the Bahrain colours on the FIFA E map. And Ale, he said he wanted to take experience from this, from learning from the other players.
I think every esports tournament you go to, the most important thing, regardless of the result, is the experience and also the people that you meet. And I love that he said it was such an honor for him to represent Bahrain, because I think there's nothing bigger and better than representing your country. I know when I did it for England, it's, to me, still the biggest privilege of my life.
Have you framed your jersey anywhere? Where does it live?
Do you know what? We haven't framed it yet. I mean, Danny and I, we only moved in together a few months ago. He's got gold and silver, and he puts it in my face all the time. So Cole gave me a good idea. He said, rose gold looks better than gold, so just put it above his 2 and then proper frame it so he can't get to it.
You guys got the set, haven't you?
We do. We have
a power couple.
We've got a full set between us.
Putting us to shame.
He got it in Rocket League, which is what we're going to be seeing next week.
I know. We need to pick his brains ahead of next week. What, medals? No. Right. Let's move on, shall we, to Axe Player of the Day from the final day of group stages here for the mobile tournament in eFootball. Alia and Chris have picked the nominations. 4 up for grabs. Where are you going, Chris?
We went through this quite quickly because it changed very quickly. Obviously, with everybody who was going through, we tried to grab as many as we can. I picked out the man from Greece and the man from Turkey, the honoured one, and of course, Panos. I think just for the honoured one specifically as well, like an unknown, Panos, somewhat of an unknown, coming through and managing to battle their way through. Incredible work from them, and to see the passion coming out of those two and just about scraping over, very much deserve my vote.
The passion, the emotion definitely had me hooked, and you know, I'm now a fan of both of them. Alia, the last 2, why did you go for them?
I think the first one with Thailand, they started today with 7 points, finishing it with 20 points.
Massive.
13 points gained, 4 wins and a draw is huge. And Japan, I mean, to go from 6th to 2nd, putting yourself in a strong position for tomorrow, 3rd, sorry. I just think those 2 players, for me, they turned up when they needed to the most.
Strong nominees there, guys. If you want to vote, you can do so on FIFA.gg, and we will announce the winner tomorrow. And tomorrow's exciting because we have knockout eFootball quarterfinals and semi-finals in both console and mobile. We're down to our final 8, and these are the times you need. Okay, well, as we saw in console, they are all played together, are the quarterfinals. They all go at 4 o'clock local time, and you can see them here. Brazil, Greece. Big fixtures, Turkey, Egypt, and well, they're all massive. What am I saying? India, Malaysia, I think that's the one the three of us will have our eye on, and then Thailand, Japan.
I mean, we've rolled the dice and landed on 2 6s. Yeah, that is incredible. Every single game is an absolute banger.
We've got my 2 player of the days going up against each other tomorrow. I don't know who I would rather win, but that's an amazing set of matches. I'm going to have a phenomenal day tomorrow, I think.
We are indeed, and it's only at the halfway point already. Group stages may have been completed, but we are not done yet. It gets even spicier with the knockouts. They're coming your way tomorrow. Quarters and semi-finals. Alia, Chris, thanks for joining me. We'll see these 2 back tomorrow. We hope you guys will join us as well. We'll see you tomorrow when it gets even spicier. Bye-bye.
اللعب كما يقول التعريف نشاط يمارس للترفيه بلا جدوى وبلا أثر. لكن وش يصير إذا اللعب صار له نظام؟ من هنا بدينا كان الشغف وكل منافسة نظمناها كانت في بناء مشهد حقيقي، مشهد يستمر ما ينتهي مع يوم أو بطولة. نظمنا تجربة، هذا امتداد الرؤية تحول إلى إنجاز، ورا كل مجد طريقة وصلناه وبدايته توها تكتب.
How can real-time visibility across our hydrocarbon supply chain
help keep our shelves stocked?
How can achieving a 99.8% delivery record
help bring us together?
By continually asking how, we provide reliable access to energy for everyone we serve.
Another day asking how.
Another day serving my customers.
Welcome to the world's best airline, where the journey begins before you fly, where lounges are a destination in themselves, and your world is always within reach. A place where you're looked after, and the smallest details bring the biggest smiles. This is Qatar Airways, the world's best for a record 9th time.
Read all about it. World Cup prep begins.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Training for World Cup in North America has begun. And you would not believe what these guys are up to.
White 17, white 17, hot!
celebrations spiral out of control across the globe as the hunt for World Cup glory intensifies. Buckle up, folks. We're just getting started.
What was that?
Smells finer than the finest perfumes. New Axe Fine Fragrance.
Bruno. When you're all in, anything can happen. Enjoy the moment with a Coca-Cola.
The digital world speaks the language of zeros and ones. And now, with advanced digital systems, countless new numbers join the field. A 7 can break the pattern. A 9 can be the game changer. At Globant, cutting-edge technologies are at the core of everything we do, driving new and innovative solutions to shape the future of FIFA and companies across every industry. We are the official tournament sponsor of the FIFAe Finals 2025. Globant, technology that dares to delight.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
الابتكار والتطور للجميع مش بس للمغامرين.
تصميم الكيا K4 وهيكلها الرياضي أول شيء يلفت انتباهك.
تصميم مرة حلو، بس بالنسبة لي أنا التكنولوجيا تفرض نفسها.
Kia, movement that inspires.
في السفر حتلاقي مفاجآت جديدة عليك، وهذا يمكن يخليك تتردد شوي. مع فيزا كل شيء مقبول، حتى ما يعض، صح؟ مقبولة عندنا، لأنها الخطوة اللي تسبق إنك تسوي شيء كنت دائما تشوفه مستحيل، وهذا اللي يميزك.
Slim like a whisper, sharp in the hand, never unplanned. Every move got his game, smooth like ice, cold like flame. What's your edge?
Hello, Moto.
Can we talk about it for a while? Before we take a chance and do this, before we looking back is foolish. Can we talk about it for a while? Can we talk about it for a while? Before we take a chance and do this, before we looking back is foolish. Can we talk about Thank you.